Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with naked truths and well-dressed lies. On Lee Mack's team tonight, a TV presenter and host of Crufts. Yes, she's the face of competitive dogging. It's Claire Balding. And an actor who once starred alongside David Hasselhoff. I know what you're thinking. Pamela Anderson's let herself go. From People Just Do Nothing, it's Asim Chowdhury. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, a Radio 1 DJ who used to host the afternoon drive time slot, or as his young listeners would call it, the breakfast show. It's Greg James. And a columnist, presenter and professional poker player who took the biggest gamble of her life when she married David Mitchell. It's Victoria Coren Mitchell. We begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Greg, you're first up tonight.
OK. To help me relax, there's nothing I like more than spending up to 4 hours...
Where's this going?
To help me relax, there's nothing I like more than spending up to 4 hours in what I like to call one of my special baths.
Oh, God. I rest my case.
Please, team.
OK. What is the special bath?
The special bath is when the lights are down low,
Yeah?
a candle is lit,
Yeah?
there's bubbles or salts, either. I have been known sometimes to watch Will I Lie to You in the bath.
In the
Watch
bath?
us in the bath.
Yeah.
Wait, wow.
Can you see us in the bath?
No, he
On the
doesn't
iPad.
watch us in the bath.
Yeah.
He watches us in the bath.
I didn't know anyone knew we bathed together.
So, I mean, it's slightly annoying that I'm not watching this one in the bath now, because I'm sort of used to sitting with you all in the tub.
But you might in future watch this in the bath.
At some point.
So at the moment we're being watched by you.
It's like a particularly dull instalment of Back to the Future.
You say that, Rob, but for me, this is the most erotic conversation I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, but you are married to David. So the special bath involves candles, low light, iPad, anything
Yeah.
else?
I'll just sit there and I sort of sometimes have a glass of wine. You can float it in the water if you have a... I've perfected
Are we still
that.
talking about the wine?
Yes. Yes.
How do you float a glass of wine in the bath?
Well, you just balance
What are you
it.
resting it on?
It's simple physics. If you have the right amount of wine in it, it sits upright.
The stem must work as a sort of keel.
It does, it works...
Yeah.
You've done this before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then also, sometimes I enjoy having cheese in there with me as well. Cheese.
Cheese? What's that floating on?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because sometimes I've been known to fashion what I call a foil barge. Where the cheese sort of floats around, or sort of orbits me as I'm sat there with some crackers, maybe on the soap stand.
You're a very tall man.
Yes.
So do you have a very, very long bath?
No, I just sort of sit.
Yeah, 4 hours.
What are you thinking?
4 hours is extreme, but I've been known to spend 2 hours.
I don't know.
I think 4 hours is too long.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Too
4
long.
hours too long. I'd say lie.
It's a lie.
So it's a lie. OK, so Greg, truth or lie?
That is a true.
Asim, you're up next.
Okay. To make sure I went down as an all-time school legend, I deliberately scored a spectacular own goal in our end of term cup final.
It's team.
You just wanted to make a name for yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to, be memorable,
Okay.
No one really remembers the kind of average guy, but they remember that kind of, the wacky guy scored an own goal.
The idiot.
And yeah, the idiot. Yes.
So what was the reaction to you? What was that? What was
Well,
you mean?
first, it's like, my team were like, what are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. But, you know, afterwards, they were like, that was legendary, mate, you know?
After sort of
Like
5 years after.
Around 5, 10 years later. But the thing is, though, the reason why it was so spectacular is it wasn't just a normal own goal. I didn't just, you know, it was a kind of a scissor kick. Yeah. Now, you're looking at me and going, this isn't the physique of a football player.
That's absolutely right.
If you see me on, like, Soccer AM or some other shows, you'll see that I've got techers, mate. You know what they say, you know, you either, was it die a hero or live long enough to become a villain? So I was like...
Who says that?
Is that... I think I got the quote wrong. Is that the quote?
Not quite.
You know what I mean.
Here's a question. What were you known for at school before that incident?
I was...
Misquoting people.
I was complete, like, school clown. I actually got an award for bunking in school. I was never there. They gave me the early bird award. I used to turn up in the morning, sign in, and then go out. I did stuff like that. I was
The
zany.
teachers gave you a prize?
Yeah. At the end of, like, year 11.
Had they fully understood their role?
Looking back, I don't think they did. Because I was really proud of that award.
So, will they say, in a sense, the school is at fault if this is true? Because they've established an educational environment where doing what is ostensibly the opposite of the aim of any exercise is to be rewarded.
Yeah.
So you said, no, I'm not going to do the obvious thing and score in the opponent's goal. And how many serial killers went to your school?
I enjoyed the vision there of Parents' Night. First Parents' Night for you two, I think that school is going to be trembling.
Yeah.
Well, you say that. If you look at that lineup there, doesn't it look as if they're just dropping their Greg off at university? Victoria. He's not your biological son. You are David's far more beautiful, younger second wife. And you don't get on with Greg, that's coming across. What are you going to say?
Oh, Greg, you must know more about football than we do.
I think it's true. I think he's a big enough clown to have done that.
What do you think?
I think if Greg thinks it's true,
I
let's
think it's
say
true.
true.
I think it's true.
OK.
She's trying to bond with her stepson.
Sim, was it true or were you telling a lie?
It was... a lie.
Claire, you're next.
I have a possession.
All right, now then, let's please bring on the possession.
Oh, yes.
This is Dexter, and when I judged a Dogs Who Look Like Celebrities competition, he was the winner. Hello, Dexter.
OK.
OK.
It's so very nice to see you. Again. Yes.
Go on, what's the celebrity?
Dennis Healy. So you need to have a proper look at Dexter's face, and specifically his eyebrows. There we go, Dexter.
Can I
have a
come
little
and
look.
sit?
Yeah, come and see Dexter.
Someone might have to tell Greg who Dennis Healy is.
What's my next question?
Dennis Healy was the Chancellor of the Exchequer under a Labour government in the 1970s.
And he was known for big eyebrows.
He had huge eyebrows, that's the big thing.
You ought to get...
I've
And he used to walk
literally
round on all
never
fours.
seen a dog that looked more like Dennis Healy, I'm sorry.
Let's have a look.
uncanny.
Hey, Dexter? Oh, yes. What a silly Billy.
Name quickly, three other breeds of dog and the celebrities they resembled.
You will do it in your own time, thank you very much.
A blonde Afghan hound that looked like Tess Daly. There was a Staffordshire Bull Terrier that looked like Vladimir Putin. A Portuguese water dog that looked like Cher. And obviously Dexter.
So were you the sole judge?
I was. This is a big dog event that I go to called Dog Fest.
What is the event?
Dog
Fest. Have you not
Dog
been?
Fest.
Yeah, and people bring their dogs, and there are lots of activities. They've even got a diving pool for dogs. And my job is to judge the dog who looks like a celebrity competition.
Dennis a good swimmer?
Dexter.
Yeah, but, you know, Dennis.
It may be that Dexter is unaware that he's impersonating Dennis Healy. He may not have immersed himself in the role to the extent he's been going, Dennis is swimming now. He's worried about interest rates.
OK.
So the dog looks uncannily like Dennis Healy.
The dog is astonishingly like Dennis Healy.
When you're told that dog looks like Dennis Healy, I agree, looks like Dennis Healy. Would you have walked down the street and said to David, "Did you see that dog? He was a spit of Dennis Healy."
Or even, I think that was Dennis Healy.
This is where I'm up to. That dog, 1, is definitely called Dexter. 2, definitely looks more like Dennis Healy than the waxwork that wouldn't be in Madame Tussauds because who'd go to see it? The question is whether Claire knows him.
Yeah. Well, strictly speaking, this is supposed to be a possession.
Yes.
But I assume, the round discipline's gone. I don't think Claire is even asserting that she owns Dexter.
So in a way, it's not her possession, is it?
No, exactly. So for me, the programme's rather spoiled.
What do you think? Well, I do trust Claire Balding. I think it's actually true.
But I don't trust Claire Balding. I'm going to stick my neck out. I think, well done, whoever found that Healy-like dog.
But remember, Healy was, if it's not true, Healy was of Claire's invention just now after just looking at the dog. There's no Dennis Healy mentioned on the card, is there?
Was Healy on the
You're
card?
good at this.
No.
It must be true. It must be true.
So you think true?
Oh, I'm really confused
And
now.
do you both think true?
We do, but I think we're
True.
confused.
True.
And I feel like we're angering you, so...
No. I've been...
Upset Dad again!
I've been very, very angry for very many years.
Don't look at your wife when you say that, David.
Let's say true.
You think true?
True.
True?
True?
We're going to say true.
All right, they're saying true. Claire, was it... Don't scratch, Dexter. Was it true?
No, he's
or
going to have
was
a lick
it-
now. He's been watching Lee.
Right, Claire, were you telling the truth or was it a lie?
It was true.
It's true. Claire did award Dexter first prize in a celebrity lookalike contest, and we have a picture. Look at this. Dennis is on the left. Thank you very much, Dexter.
Well done. Thank you so much. Well done, lovely to see you.
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. And it's up to Lee's team to spot who is telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Stuart. So, Victoria, what is Stuart to you?
This is Stuart. He once laughed so much at something I said on Only Connect, he passed out.
Right, so Victoria's fainting fan. Greg, how do you know Stuart?
This is Stuart, and when I opened his butcher's shop, he paid me in sausages.
There's Butcher Buddy. And finally, David, what is your relationship with Stuart?
This is Stuart. He's the lollipop man. He's the lollipop man whose lollipop I held when he was suddenly called away on non-lollipop-related business.
So, there we have it. Lee's team, where do you want to begin?
Right. I've seen Only Connect. First question, what was the team called?
No, he wasn't on the show.
Oh, he's in the audience.
A viewer at home.
Oh, he's a viewer at home.
Well, you'll know, Lee, because you've seen the show. One of my hilarious jokes. He actually passed out at home from laughing.
Right. Do you want to have a little bit of time, or do you want to tell us that hilarious joke? But before you do, I must warn you, watching at home, you might want to turn the volume down. What Victoria is about to say could kill you.
It wasn't really a joke, it was a story. So one of the clues was a picture clue, and it was Schnorbits.
Bernie Winter's dog.
Yeah, the dog, exactly.
Very well done. Obviously, you'd have to identify all 4 to get the points, but... And I told a story as background to the question about the time that Schnorbitz fell into Terry Scott's swimming pool and had to be rescued by Barbara Windsor. Control yourself, Stuart.
That story resulted in somebody so much... Well, my God, it's the way you tell them.
I think what really got Stuart might have been my subsequent quip. That's a party I'd like to have been at.
No, even with that, I'm...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice, witty comment. I could crack a smile at home. I might even, if I was watching that, I'd go...
It's not necessarily a joke. I think it was just... It's a funny story.
Is it not true that the average Only Connect audience member may be, you know, a little bit elderly and people are just regularly passing out anyway?
It's a practical question. If this happened in his house, how do you know about it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
His family wrote to me and said that he was hospitalised laughing at something I'd
They
said.
weren't after money, were they?
You know, they said, you know, they thought I'd like to know about it because maybe I would send him a get well soon card, which I did.
All right. Who would you like to quiz next?
OK, so, Greg, what's the name of the butchers?
Sampson's.
Samson's?
Samson's...
Yeah. He's risking it a bit, having his hair cut like that, isn't he?
It's Stuart Sampson, so it's
Yeah.
his butchers.
Samson's Butchers.
Because I grew up in Bromley. It was our local family butcher. And then...
He used to butcher families. But only if they live locally.
Yeah.
I'm the local family butcher. Do you live local or have you got a family?
Yeah, he's the family butcher, and then when I left and then I got onto Radio 1, Mum and Dad still know Stuart, so he said, would Greg want to come down, maybe bring Radio 1 down, bit of press coverage.
OK.
So,
Do you like sausages?
love sausages.
Oh, great.
Who
So
doesn't
this
love
is like the
sausages?
perfect way of paying you, because you don't have to pay tax on it, you don't have to declare it. Did you
I
declare
don't need to get
it?
into that.
But this is
We're all getting paid in sausages. So... It's a new thing.
How far ahead of this gig did you know that was... Presumably, you were just doing it as a favour to an old family friend.
Well, we did it as a wacky bit on the radio.
Oh, it was included on the radio show?
So we went to his shop and we were broadcasting live from the butcher's.
OK.
And so we sort of cut the ribbon, but it was a string of sausages.
Right.
So that was the...
And what,
nice.
did you do a speech?
Well, I said, here we go, welcome to... welcome...
Did you write that yourself?
It got better.
Oh, right. There's one way to go, though, to be fair.
Now, what about David?
David.
Lollipop man, standing.
You held his lollipop stick so he could go and do non-lollipop duties.
Yes.
So, first of all, what were the non-lollipop duties?
He had to hurry home because a sofa was being delivered.
Presumably, then, he didn't actually return, so it wasn't
No,
a...
he didn't return.
So it wasn't a short standing, you were
You were the lollipop man.
I was for I mean, I would say between 9 and 11 minutes. I
Wow.
was-
Let's just say, like normal people, for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Did he give you the uniform?
He gave me his hat and this sort of flory jacket thing.
Tabard thing.
Yeah, and the all-important rod of power.
How many children do you think you helped cross the road?
Say maybe 30.
OK, so between 29 and 31. And did you... Did you have any banter with the kids?
No.
Did you just do your usual of, hurry up?
No, I think I probably, you know, I went, oh, right, yes, this way.
This way?
This way.
Didn't they know the way?
Can I ask a question about emotion? Is
Well,
that-
he won't know the answer.
How did you feel when you were the lollipop man?
Holding the rod of power.
I felt a bit stressed, but it went fine. Only a couple of minor injuries.
Tell us about how it began. Now, were you there dropping off your own child at the school, or did you just happen to be on one of your long runs in the morning? I mean, what were you doing?
I was dropping off.
I think what Rob's asking is, what were you doing within 200 yards of a playground? Given the court
most
order.
people are allowed.
Right.
Hold on a minute. Did David tell you about this story about the lollipop guy?
OK, well, first of all, this isn't true, because Stuart is a person that laughed at one of my jokes.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm completely...
This is new territory on the show now.
Yeah, I'm in a slightly odd place philosophically. Let me say, I'll use the conditional tense. Were this to be true, which it isn't, David certainly would have come home a bit flustered and told me what occurred.
David, you've obviously heard Victoria telling you about Stuart
Yes.
fainting. You've heard about that? And you...
Well,
that's
no,
a
because
bit...
it's not true.
All right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Stuart Victoria's fainting fan, Greg's butcher buddy, or David's lollipop lender?
I think it's Victoria.
Why?
I just know, I just had an... Because first I thought,
Yeah, but
OK,
she
there...
told us the joke.
No, I know.
I'd like to say, all right, it was quite amusing, but it wasn't even that.
But the punchline was, oh, I would have loved to have been at that party. That was
Yeah.
the punchline. Was that the punchline, or...?
You haven't seen my show, have you?
No.
I don't watch it, it's too risky.
Yeah.
Victoria, how did you feel when you heard the news?
About the injury?
No, about your husband being a lollipop man.
I would say it was a mixture of concerned and delighted.
All right.
To have told a story that was so funny someone was hospitalised. Maybe you'll find out one day.
All right, who is telling the truth?
I think it's Victoria, personally.
I'm just going to put it out there. It's Greg, and I know you two don't agree with me.
You think Victoria, you think Greg?
Go on, Captain, you decide.
Yeah, you go.
It's me or him. You decide.
It is literally 50-50.
Can I just say it
Yes.
might be me as well?
We are going to go with Victoria.
Stuart, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Stuart, and laughed that hard at Victoria's very funny story.
Yes, Stuart is Victoria's fainting fan. Thank you very much, Stuart. Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lies, and we start with... It's David.
Victoria doesn't know this. But on those very rare occasions that she does something I find irritating, I get my own back by sneaking upstairs and moving her bookmarks.
Please, team.
When you say Victoria doesn't know this, surely when she goes to the book to read the book and she goes where the bookmark is, there must be lots of instances where she's thinking, am I losing my mind? I'm not following this book. Or
Yes, that's exactly what she thinks.
Victoria, when you're reading a book, do you ever sometimes have that feeling of being lost? Do you ever have
I
a
have
feeling...
sometimes opened a book and thought I didn't think that's where I was.
How many books are you reading at the same time?
I mean, 7 or 8.
David, how many books does Victoria read at the same time?
Oh, I'd put it between 6 and 9.
Do they tend to be fiction, non-fiction?
Yes, those are the main two.
And what are the things you said, sometimes rare occasions, Victoria does something
I
that...
don't want to go into that.
Too far away.
No, I don't want to go into
What
that.
of things are we talking about?
No, just behavioural things. just as simple as things to do with things she said or done. That's all
Maybe
it
when
is.
I ask you what the weather's going to be like, and I go, what do you think it's going to be? And you go, I don't think anything. I've looked at the weather forecast, and what it says is this.
things like, yes. Essentially, she holds me responsible for the weather forecast, as if I've made it.
No, she doesn't. She says, what do you think the weather's going to do? Perfectly reasonable.
It's not perfectly reasonable.
What?
She's got access to the weather forecast on her own phone. It's just, these are meteorologists. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. I'm just reading it out.
They are physically sitting further apart. Have you noticed?
Is there anything, Victoria, that you might do to David if he'd annoyed you? What would your retaliation be, if indeed he is moving?
Well, he might find out.
Incidentally, I've been feeling weaker and weaker over the...
OK, what are you going to say?
I believe in their relationship. I must be just the most naive person here because I want
invested in it.
I am. I'm emotionally invested in their relationship, and I do think David's a nice guy, and I don't think he would do that because that really would upset him.
So what we're saying is, if it's true, it's a really unpleasant thing and a really bad indictment on their marriage.
Yes.
This has taken a nasty turn, hasn't it?
What's it going to be?
I don't want it to be true, but...
Oh, I do.
You think it's...
I want his life to fall apart. This would be such fun.
I think it's true. I don't want it to be true. I'm trying to, see the real person. I think he's a nice guy.
No, the David I know, I don't think this is unpleasant enough.
Well, you know him way more
Yeah, but
than we
also,
know.
David doesn't like you. He will not. So it's a different relationship.
That's true, yes. But he doesn't hate me, right?
No! Even though, Lee, you on television have said you want my marriage to fall apart, I still find you an adequate colleague.
Can I ask you a question, David?
Yeah.
Are you still writing for Clinton cards?
Time to decide. What are you going to say?
I'm going to say true, but I don't want it to be true.
It can't.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's a lie.
It's got to be a lie because it's an
it is.
awful, awful thing to do.
It is.
You're saying it's a lie.
I really
Because
hope it's a
nobody
lie.
would do that.
If this is the truth, it's awful.
They're saying it's a lie. David, is it true or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
That noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that Lee's team have won by 3 points to 2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night. Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show in which it pays to be economical with the truth. On Lee Mack's team tonight, an athletic superstar who in 2000 was given the freedom of Wolverhampton. Gift or punishment, you decide. It's Denise Lewis. And the star of Judge Rinder, who once appeared on Strictly dressed as a moth. A beautiful performance, although he did keep banging his head on the studio lights. It's Robert Rinder. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, a TV presenter who's hosted over 1,000 episodes of his pointless show. I know how he feels. It's Richard Osman. And a comedian and presenter who had to leave her native Canada as she'd already been on both of their TV shows. It's Catherine Ryan. And so we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They have no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Richard, you're first up tonight.
When I worked in a shoe shop, my boss was called Mr. Clog. Remarkably, I've had 3 other jobs where my boss's name was directly related to their profession?
What?
The obvious question to ask is, what were those jobs and what were these people's names?
Yeah, it is an obvious question. Is it maybe too obvious a question? Maybe go somewhere else first. Just
I want to know about the first. Just tell us one of the jobs.
at school, I worked in a warehouse, and the boss was called Mr. Foreman.
Mr. Foreman? OK. And what was your job? Getting stuff down from the top shelf,
Yes.
obviously.
How would you rate Foreman as a boss? If he was suspicious, would he grill you?
Foreman? Yeah, listen. Very good.
Why did you have so many jobs? Did you keep getting sacked?
No further questions.
What were the other two?
Yeah, what was the other jobs?
I'd worked in... Do you remember the predecessor to Iceland, which was B-Jam?
Yeah.
My supervisor was called John Frost.
Frost, B-Jam. You can see why B-Jam didn't last, because people will go, why don't they just call it honey? Your final job was?
Well, it was my first ever job in television.
And that was?
It was a researcher on a computer games programme.
OK, and your boss was called?
My boss is called Tony Verrill.
What does Verrill mean?
That's
in
what-
relation
what
to
do you mean? It's a surname, but his initials were TV.
Of all these bosses that you remember, Richard, who would you say was your favourite boss? What was it about that boss that made them
Well,
so
John Frost
adorable?
wasn't really my boss, so I liked him. We had a bit more of a relationship. Mr. Foreman, I found that was quite stressful. It was one of my first ever jobs. And Tony Verrill still works in the industry, so I will not be passing comment.
Tony Verrill still works in the industry. I've never come across him.
Yeah, I've not come across
What
Tony
have you come
Verrill.
across him, David?
Yeah, I think I've worked with Tony. 100%. But yeah.
Do you know who Tony Verrill is?
I have no.
Tony Verrill?
No, never heard of him.
It's weird that none of us three have heard of Tony Verrill, and yet all you three have heard of Tony Verrill.
Catherine
Catherine also hasn't.
I haven't, but it rings a bell.
Oh, so you...
What do you think? Truth or lie?
Truth or lie?
Well, the thing is, I think you're almost certainly sort of geeky enough to keep a record of that sort of thing, and it's the type of thing that would amuse you. And you'd remember at the time. On the other hand, it's also the type of thing that you could quickly construct to be clever. It's a challenging one.
What do you think?
Lie?
Yes, I think so.
We'll have to say lie.
You say lie. OK.
Just because of Tony Verrill.
Richard, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Richard's never worked in a shoe shop with Mr. Clog. Denise, you're next.
Mine says possession.
Ah, OK. Under your desk is a box. If you take the object out of the box first and then read the card, please.
This is my lucky mascot. When competing, I always made sure he travelled in an unzipped bag so he could poke his head out and breathe.
David's team.
What's his name?
His name's Egbert.
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 And when did you acquire Egbert?
About the age of 14.
I noticed you said that you'd keep the zip open so he could breathe, which is very caring and lovely. But, of course, ever since the show started, he's been in that box with the lid. The lid.
Don't introduce him, you're right.
So when did you first take it? So presumably he brings you luck in sporting endeavour.
I think it was just companionship. You know, I'm an only child, and travelling, you know, as a junior athlete on my own, it can be a bit lonely.
I could understand why, it's nice to have familiar objects, but at the age of 14, that's quite late to get a teddy bear. I wasn't given any cuddly toys at that age, and I was very...
So clear to anybody watching that you were never given a cuddly toy at that or any age.
Have you ever put any of your gold medals around his neck and taken a photograph? If I had a gold medal, I'd put it around everything. And take it.
Oh, what a horrible image that is. All right, time to decide.
No.
Truth or lie?
I would suspect it's true.
You think true? What do you think?
I don't think it's true because when Mr. Lee Mack was sort of resuscitating the bear, Denise wasn't too bothered about that.
Well, let's say lie.
You're going to say lie.
We'll say
it's
lie.
a lie. Denise Lewis, truth or lie?
It's true.
Yes, it's true. Denise did keep the zip open so that Egbert could breathe. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. It's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Edward. So, Robert, what is Edward to you?
This is Edward, and I had such a crush on him at school that for the past 20 years, his name has been the basis for all of my passwords.
Denise, what is Ed to you?
This is Edward, and he helped me pick up my car and move it after I got blocked in by Daley Thompson.
And finally, Lee, what is your relationship with Edward?
This is Edward. I once dressed up as his wife so that his son would think that he'd seen his mum in the audience at the school play.
There we have it. Is Edward Robert's childhood crush, Denise's car carrier, or Lee's hoax husband? David's team, where to begin?
Robert. So were you school buddies together?
Not especially because Edward was terribly good at sport, you see. I seem to remember Edward being terribly good at the pole vault.
How are you still in touch with Edward?
We're not. I haven't seen Edward for a number of years.
How is he doing, do you think? Would you still?
Can I just say that as my fake husband, I have.
I'd say he's definitely moved into a new bracket. And a very happy one.
Yeah.
Yes, he's doing very well, I'd say. You know, very, very well indeed.
You said you haven't seen him for a number of years.
No, number of years.
Specifically, when was the last time you saw him?
The last time I would have seen him would probably be 1993 or 94.
1993 or 4?
But there wasn't the need for passwords until around the year 2000.
Well, yes, but they then came in. I thought, what would be more marvellous than having Edward as the basis of my passwords?
Is he still the basis of your password?
No comment. What I will say is that I spent a long time when I was bored looking for him on Facebook and that sort of thing. And on one occasion, I found him and messaged him, and there was no reply. And I was very
that's
upset
horrible.
about that. And I always wondered what happened to him. And now I see.
I'm struggling with this because this is a thing that is done. I had a crush on a boy in school, and his name is the basis for my passwords as well. And I've been trying to stalk him on Facebook, but he doesn't exist. He's not on Facebook, which makes him even sexier. But I'm saying this
So
is
you've got that exact story?
very plausible. Yeah, this is my story. His name's Luke Mate. Do you know him?
Yes.
You know him. No, you
Mate?
don't. Because he was
Yeah, he
like...
lives 2 doors down from me. Single, newly single.
No.
Yeah. He works for Médecins Sans Frontières. He's a human rights lawyer, but works with them. But he takes 6 months of the year off because he runs a place for distressed puppies. He's a good guy. You know what? I literally just set him up with someone last week. That's so annoying. Great guy. Hell of a guy.
All right, who would you like to...
Very plausible.
Who would you like to quiz next?
Denise, explain what happened with Edward in the car and Daley Thompson.
Yes, so I was parked in the car park at a stadium.
Which stadium?
Birmingham, Alexander Stadium in Birmingham. And
Which car park? So, like, you have
just
to...
VIP.
Okay.
It's probably the Denise Lewis car park.
I mean, to be fair, if you own a car in Birmingham, you're automatically a VIP anyway.
Why are you clapping? So I'm in the car park, went off to work, had a big national championships, came back out, desperate to get back down to London, and my car was blocked in.
That was Daley Thompson.
That was Daley Thompson.
Well, hang on. How do we know? Let's take it straight. What happens next?
Well, Eddie, he's an official.
Right.
You know, he used to be an athlete. You can see he's well stacked.
What was his sport?
He was actually a thrower.
Of what?
Discus.
Sorry,
Discus.
are you actually... You're a BBC commentator and you called him a thrower.
A thrower. So he's a thrower of the incredibly heavy frisbee.
Yeah, he used to compete national level.
Okay.
Didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
Didn't quite make it. It's not easy to get to the top.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
That's such a show-off thing to do.
I'm sorry. I'm just
It's actually
saying.
really, really hard to be an amazingly good athlete. Some people can do it, some people can't do it. Eddie, I'm sorry.
So there you are, Denise. You're blocked in. Edward is there because he's an official. He used to throw things. When does Daly come into it?
Well, his has a private registration plate, and I didn't notice
He's one of
that.
those people,
Yes.
Daly... What does it say?
DT10.
DT10, of course.
DT10.
Of course.
Clever.
Said to Eddie, I need to get out of here quickly.
Yes.
Can you help?
Yes.
He said, let me go and get some of these other throwers. They said, listen, if we manoeuvre this car, swing the back out a little bit, you should be able to manoeuvre around Daly's car.
But, so you never met... I'm sure you have met Daley Thompson, but he never turned up during the anecdote.
Couldn't find him anywhere. But it's only when I came back to the car did I realise it was his car because of the number plate.
But you were looking for him before that. The person I need to talk to now is Daley Thompson, because if there's someone who understands a parking crisis, it's him.
Can I just check if you two met, because you need a really good defence lawyer?
No, I do. Can I continue?
Yes, please do.
So Eddie came to my aid
Yeah,
and helped me manoeuvre the car,
yeah.
and away I went.
Away you went, and Daley Thompson turned up presumably later.
I don't know, because I didn't see him.
You didn't see him.
Have
but
you seen him since?
Yeah.
Yes.
And have you mentioned this story to him?
Yes.
And, OK, that checks out.
What did he
What
say?
you can do. Yeah, that's
What did he say?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
He said, "Oh, shut
Yeah.
up."
Listen, I've known Daley a long time. One of the first things he said to me at the age of 14,
Yeah.
he
Was to
called
look
me...
after this bear.
All right, now, of course, perhaps the most plausible of all is yet to... Just remind us, Lee.
This is Edward. I once dressed as his wife, so his son would think he'd seen his mum
Right.
whilst performing in the school play.
What was the play?
It was actually a nativity play.
OK. And what was Edward's son playing?
Edward's son was playing Joseph.
Were your
That's a-
children in the play?
My children were not in the play. It would have been inappropriate due to the fact that they don't go to that school.
So you went to a school where your children are not enrolled, dressed as a woman, to trick a little boy into thinking you were his mom.
Yeah. When you say it like that, it does sound a bit dodgy.
Let's go back to the beginning. How did this come about? How did Edward approach you?
So Edward was at the school, and apparently he got a phone call off his wife saying that she couldn't make it. Now, his wife had already missed 3 or 4 big events. You know, all the big ones that are important, like the sports days and the various things. And this was sort of like, I promise you I'm going to be there. I promise you I'll do this one. So
Why wasn't she there?
Well, something to do with work, something got
What's her
happened.
work?
I didn't get a chance to get into too many details. Edward rang in a panic. Absolutely panicking. He was.
What's her job?
What's the wife's job?
Yes.
I actually don't know his wife very well.
But,
Do you know him?
Well, so, but
I know Edward, yeah.
You're the first person he'd call, though, but you don't know his...
That's right, because me and him do lots of things behind his wife's back, and he knows that.
So he rang you up,
Yeah.
and what did he say?
He was panicking. They went, Lee! I went, what? He said, she's not turned up again. I said, who? He said, my wife. I said, what does she do for a living? He said, not now. He said, I need your help and I need it quickly.
Yeah.
I said, you know me, I'll always be there for you. He says, I need you to meet me at my house. So I get to the house,
there.
I run in the house,
Yeah.
and he only had time for one phrase. Put this on. He said, I need you to dress as my wife, because last time I went to see him in a play, she didn't turn up. And I said, but you saw me, right? And he said, the kid said, no, I didn't see you, because the spotlights are so bright. Everyone's just like a silhouette. So, he said, that's how I think you can get away with this. I want you to dress as my wife, and then when he looks out, he'll think that you're with me.
Did he notice your beard?
This is the thing. I said that. Now, as luck would have it, I don't know what his wife does, but she has a beard. know she works in a circus. I don't know exactly what she does.
That was very well dodged, Lee.
She, at the time, I did not have a beard.
Oh, you were clean-shaven?
Yes,
Yeah.
which is why he was annoyed, because, like I say, she does.
Did you?
Does she have a very distinctive silhouette?
She does. I would describe her silhouette as Lee Mack-esque. See how I can describe her.
Did you have to wear a wig
No, I didn't wear a wig, because luckily his wife has very short hair.
and a beard?
And a beard.
So you just went with your head
Just went with...
shaven.
I just went with her silhouette look. And with a hat, scarf,
But what did you wear? But you haven't told us.
That's what, Jesus!
You haven't told us what you put on in your friend's bedroom.
He had all the things were about.
What, he got a range for you to choose from? She picked out something nice that you fancy.
He had it ready for me when I got there. He said, "This is what we could get. This is the stuff that the kid would recognise." So we went with a long Macintosh.
What's Edward's son called?
Edward's son is called Eddie.
That was a bad choice.
Yeah, well, Little Ed.
And then after the play, that lovely bit where the kids excitedly go and meet with their parents again and say, "How was it?"
That was the bit
How
that we
was
were
it,
worried
Mummy and
about.
Daddy?
Well, there was only one thing that we could do. I said to him, "You're going to have to totally commit to this." And so we're now married. We adopted him and we ran away. And the wife doesn't know where we are. And this is the first time she will have known about it. No, we stood at the back. And as he walked towards us, I sort of turned around, walked quickly, and sort of waved like that. And
You ran away from him?
Yes. And apparently, Big Ed said to me afterwards, he said, "I just had to say, oh, Mummy's got to get back quickly. She's well, I don't know what she does for a living." He didn't know either.
All right, we need an answer. So, David's team. Is Edward Robert's childhood crush, Denise's car carrier, or Lee's hoax husband?
Well, it's...
Well, I mean, Lee was fairly convincing. Hard to see past that, isn't it?
What do you think?
I feel like when Denise was telling her story, Edward was smiling a little bit more. Look at him. Look at his feet.
Gosh, it's difficult, isn't it? I'm tempted to say Robert.
You think Robert? And
I'm really torn. I would say Denise, but I just don't know because I was wrong once already.
OK, time to make a
Should we say
decision,
Denise?
David. Who's it going to be?
Oh, right. So you think it's Denise now? If you two think it's Denise, that's great. I can opt out. If you both think it's Robert, that's great. I can opt out. If you both think it's Lee, I'm overruling you. We'll go Robert.
You're going to say it's Robert. If this does turn out to be true, you do realise we're about to witness quite a moment. So, Edward, would you please reveal your true identity?
I am Edward, and I was Robert's inspiration for Password.
Would you like to say anything to Edward, Robert?
I could dress up as you and fill in.
What would you like to say to him? Here's your chance.
Yes, yeah. Hello, Edward.
Well done, you really kept it together.
Edward, did you realise that Robert had this crush on you?
No, not at all.
Oh, you must have done. What a lovely evening this is for you, then. Thank you very much, Edward. Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lies, and we start with... It's David.
10 years ago, on this show, I revealed I'd only ever bought one album, Phil Collins' But Seriously. I'm now pleased to report that I've since doubled my collection.
Please, team.
What's the album? What's the new album?
It's... Well, I didn't... It doesn't say on there. I can't remember the name.
Can't remember the name of the only other album you bought.
I know the artiste.
What's the artist?
It was Susan Boyle's.
Why would you buy a Susan Boyle record? With the greatest of respect to Susan, why would you choose her?
Well, because it was, you know, it was much talked about.
Yeah.
At the time of its release, and I was looking for something to write about.
You've not got that journalist job at the NME still, have you, David?
No. for the Observer.
Can you remember the name of any of the songs?
No, but
wow!
But wait. I could guess a lot of the songs because they weren't. I don't think she'd written the songs.
We were talking about it earlier.
That
You said your favourite was "I Dreamed a Dream."
Can you just give us a rendition of that? Can you hum or sing that or something?
Can I hum I Dreamed a Dream?
I don't think you can because we'd have to pay then, so it'd be inappropriate. So
Sorry,
you mustn't.
he's very experienced in TV.
That's
Well, I'll
annoying.
tell you what, David.
I will
tell
from
you.
the best, Tony Verrill.
Yeah.
David, I will tell you the names of
Yeah.
some of Susan's album releases, or escapes more than releases. And you tell me if any of them ring a bell, OK?
Okay.
The Gift.
I don't know.
A Wonderful World.
I reckon that might have been on there.
No, this is the album title.
Sorry. The album title?
Yes. Was the album title The Gift?
I promise you, the album title is not going to ring a bell. Because for me, it was the Susan Boyle album.
OK, you can't remember the name of the album, you can't remember the name of any of the songs.
Yeah.
Can you remember how you felt listening to it?
My recollection is I felt it was fine.
Fine.
What's it going to be, Lee? Time to guess.
You're saying it's a lie?
I actually think it's true.
It's true.
Yes, I'm with Denise, just about.
OK.
OK, going to say true.
True, yes.
OK, David, truth or lie?
It is true.
Wow.
Yes, it's true. David has indeed doubled his music collection. Next, it's Catherine.
I was ticked off by the headmaster after I mistakenly packed a pina colada in my daughter's lunchbox for a school trip.
Whoa. Wow. Oh, what did you think it was?
What did you think it was?
Well, they have these lovely, really lovely, like frozen packs for the freezer, and you just take them out and squeeze them out. It's like a little frozen, but they really look juicy. I thought it was just a little juice.
Are you thinking of Fruit Shoots and things like that?
No. I'll tell you the name. Do you want to know the brand name of it?
Yes, I do.
Capri Sun.
Oh, the fruit drink in a pouch?
Delicious.
But why did you think that it was anything else? Because you were the one that bought it.
Yeah, because I just buy lots of stuff for the fridge. I just grabbed it because I'm not with it in the morning because I've been having pina coladas the night before.
What did the person at school? Did you get a telephone call or were you invited in?
Oh, I was invited in on this
What did they
occasion.
say?
Hello, your daughter's drunk.
Yeah.
No.
She has 6 months wasted again.
She didn't drink it. She knew right away what it was. It wasn't for her.
Did she report you?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a grass.
She's such a grass. She tells people, my mummy hides wine in the walls. But
In the
that's
walls?
a wine rack.
Oh, I see.
But they have a problem with me anyway.
Why?
Why?
They've met her.
Well, yeah, they've met me. That's number one. I do the school run in a bathrobe.
No.
Oh.
What?
What a thing. Really?
You go to school in a bathrobe.
Yes, because
What have you got under the bathrobe?
none of your business.
So, talk us through now. You've gone into the school. They've called you in to the headmaster or headmistress's office. What happens?
And they just said, I suppose you thought you were being funny. And I said, I'm sorry, what was funny? And they said, you know what you thought was funny. And I said, no, I
They
really
spoke
don't
to
know.
you like that, a parent.
Yeah, you should see my fresh look. They think I'm 16, that's the other problem.
Who does?
The faculty. I
How
don't know.
sympathetic was this lighting? Was it sort of...
Don't you find that the...
We've been doing this show 11 years. That's the most catty thing that's ever been.
So, Catherine, he says to you, what do you think you were doing? What happened then?
He had the pina colada in his desk drawer and said it's not funny to send your daughter on a school trip with alcohol.
Wow.
What do you think, truth or lie?
I could see her doing it.
Yes.
I really could see you doing it, Catherine.
Thanks.
But I think it's a lie.
So basically, you don't think this particular incident is true, but she possibly is an alcoholic.
I think it's most certainly a lie.
OK, well, my team seems to think it's a lie, so we'll say lie.
OK, Catherine, truth or lie?
Nah, it is a lie.
Oh.
Yes, it's a lie. Catherine didn't put a pina colada in her daughter's lunchbox. Well, that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. And I can reveal that Lee's team have won by 4 points to 1. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.
You can win amazing prizes through January with Radio 1's Jan Slam. Make sure you're listening to The Breakfast Show from 6 tomorrow morning to be in with a chance of winning 2 VIP tickets to this year's Queen Fields. Next tonight, Graham chats with Dame Helen Mirren and there's music from Sigrid. So don't go anywhere.
Good evening and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with barefaced lies and well-masked truths. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a comedian who's been all over the world, from Australia to the United States. In fact, the only place he hasn't been is a hairdresser's. It's Alan Davis. And a woman who, when she was at university, earned a first-class degree in romantic poetry. I must tell her the one I wrote. There once was a man from Nantucket who's another time. It's Jermaine Greer. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, he's the host of Pointless, one of BBC's most popular tea time shows, or as students call it, breakfast television. It's Richard Osman. And a footballer who played for Nottingham Forest, Newcastle United, Spurs, Aston Villa and QPR, meaning he was either hugely in demand or couldn't get on with anybody. It's Jermaine Genus. And so we begin with round 1, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before, they've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Richard, you're up first tonight.
Last year, at a party, I shared a jacuzzi with 3 of the eggheads.
David Mitchell's team.
Which 3 eggheads?
It was Barry. I know, right? Kevin. And Chris.
Do the eggheads, are they only allowed in a jacuzzi for 3 minutes?
What was the party?
Well, it was all of the sort of quiz shows together. We're doing a big photo shoot, and it was us, and by us I mean Pointless. It was Eggheads, The Chase, and like 15 to 1.
How'd you get all them in?
Just out of interest, who initiated the jacuzziing?
There have been some photographs in it earlier in the evening, and then later in the evening, people were jumping in of their own accord.
Right. Okay.
What was the photo shoot for?
Radio Times, TV Times, one of those.
So with the concept for the photo was 3 eggheads and you in a jacuzzi. What were the 15 to 1ers and the chasers doing?
We were doing all sorts of photographs, drinking champagne, jacuzzi. It was supposed to be, you know, decadence and all this kind of stuff.
The concept was decadence in the quizzing community.
I think it was champagne, chocolates, just being decadent. I think. But
chocolates in a jacuzzi.
Not in a jacuzzi.
Sort of a box of black magic bobbing. I think photographing a lot of people from different quiz shows in a ridiculously kind of opulent setting is the sort of idea that a listings at magazine might have. For example, for the last series of this, they had us sitting round a table pretending to play poker and pulling loads of faces.
Yes.
It's the kind of stunt that they do, rather than just having a normal photograph and then a note of when the programme is on, which is all you need.
I rather enjoyed the poker photo. It's a lovely opportunity to spend time with you and Lee out of this environment, but never mind if you weren't happy.
To be honest with you, Rob, I also had a terrible time.
All right, it's time to make your mind up. What way are you leaning, Alan?
I don't think it's true.
I can see the photo shoot, but I just can't see him in a jacuzzi.
Continuing to party at the end of a photo shoot was certainly not something we considered, was it, Lee, at the end of the aforementioned
Literally,
poker.
as he put the cap on the end of the camera like that, we were in the taxi, weren't we? Yeah. I remember as we drove off, winding the window down and hearing, "It's my round, lads." Yeah. I thought, "It's my round!" Take your head down, he's looking!
Rob sent me the end of his anecdote in 5 long texts.
So, Jermaine, what do you think?
I'm going to say...
Is this a musical?
You say a lie. You think it's a lie?
A lie.
So you both think it's a lie? Yeah. We'll say lie.
You're going to say it's a lie. OK, so Richard, jacuzzis, photo shoot, truth or lie?
It is... lie.
Hey!
Yes, it's a lie. Richard didn't share a jacuzzi with 3 of the eggheads. Jermaine Greer, your turn.
Whenever I travel by tube, I look around the carriage to decide who I'd eat first. If we were a group of people stranded on a desert island.
Wait.
I hope this isn't true, Jermaine.
Although we're now all doing it.
I think we all know what we're thinking.
So it's not going to end well for me.
Think about you, you could eat you and make a raft out of the bones. So, Jermaine, is this a thing you only do on the tube?
Well, you know how, I mean, you can sit in the tube, stupefied with boredom, and ask yourself what everyone would look like undressed. And that is just so depressing a thought that I started to work variations on this theme and thinking, you know, who looks toothsome?
Toothsome?
Yes. Who would you like to sink your teeth into?
I thought looking toothsome meant you had a lot of teeth.
Well, you thought wrong.
Really?
How do you make a judgment call, then? Is it just the fattest, or...?
No, it's not just the fattest, because they're probably the least interesting. You might decide...
Interesting.
Well, because it's just lard. Unfortunately, it's positively correlated with youth.
So you like the idea of eating youth?
Imagine, Jermaine, we're all on the tube together.
Hang on, she's eyeing me up here. She's fully eyeing me up.
In which order do you eat us?
Well, Jermaine is quite right. He has to go first. He's the fittest.
That's an assumption.
Thank you very much.
So you're starting with Jermaine. All right, we'll allow you that. Who do you turn to next?
I think it'd probably be Alan next.
It's hard to know if it's a compliment or not, isn't it?
Do you remember that feeling at school when you were lined up and they were picking the football team? The only thing you could think was, I better not be last. It's happening again!
So you've got Jermaine and Alan. Who do you go to next?
Oh, David, I think.
Thank you.
It does feel like an honour, doesn't it?
It does. I'm very proud to finish in the top half of the table.
Why would you go to... Why, for Lord's sake, would you go to David before me, to a lesser extent Lee, and Richard? Why?
I think Richard would be a bit difficult to handle, to manage.
So you've got the 3 of us left. Who's next?
It'd be a matter of how one cooked you. Crackling is what comes to mind.
I don't know if she's insulting me or praising me.
Everybody loves crackling if it's made properly.
Yes, I like that. So it's me next, is it?
Well, yes, maybe. Look, this is getting out of hand, I'm afraid. I'm not even hungry anymore.
Take it a little more seriously, please. So you're left now. You're left with the 2 stragglers. You've been pushing them round your plate. You really don't want to know. It's Lee and Richard. Who do you go to next?
I can't help thinking at this point I'd have probably got off the tube.
So who's last, just to be sure? For when I get the T-shirts
I
printed.
thought I'd spearhead Richard.
You spared Richard because you think he's too weak, so
let him go.
Lee is technically last. Excellent.
So Lee is last, but you refuse to eat Richard at all.
So what do you think?
She's very detailed about what
When she looked into your eyes and said,
I saw.
Yeah,
I told you. The eyes told me. Yeah, you're going. Like. To be honest with you, in makeup room before, I was like, things are coming back to me now. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, because she was basting you, wasn't she?
So what's it going to be?
What do we think, Richard?
Well, I think, just look in her eyes. It's so true.
So you both think it's true?
Yeah,
I think it's a lie.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. But I'll go with the majority, because I'm weak.
You're going to say true. Jermaine, truth or lie?
Lie.
Yes, it was a lie all along. Our next round is called This Is Mine, and we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. And it's up to Lee's team to spot who is telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Wally. So, Jermaine Greer, what is Wally to you?
Oh, this is Wally. He's the crane driver who once let me sit in his cabin 50 feet above my house.
Alan, how do you know Wally?
This is Wally, and during one of his driving lessons, I crashed into the co-op.
And finally, David, what is your relationship with Wally?
This is Wally, and he intervened when I got into a whispered row with a woman in a library.
So, there it is. Lee's team, where do you want to start?
Wally's got the top half of Alan's face and the bottom half of David's.
I think you'll find Jermaine's got that was in her fridge. OK, well, let's start with Alan. When was this?
I was 17.
Sorry, this was a lesson or a test?
It was the day before my test. I'm in a Mini.
Yeah. Right.
And Wally's with me, helping me learn.
Oh, he wasn't the instructor?
Not a driving instructor.
Oh, OK, so he's your mate. Right, and what caused you to go into the co-op?
I didn't stop. He pulled out in front of me, Lee.
Talk us through the incident, then.
It's where I grew up. I grew up in Essex.
OK.
And it was the biggest supermarket in Europe.
The co-op?
The co-op.
Which town was that in?
In Loughton, that's where I
Oh,
grew
the
up.
Mountain Co-op.
That's where I grew up.
Yeah. It's the only supermarket you see from space.
It's hard to spot if you're driving.
Did you scrape it or did you go bang
straight into it?
Into a window or a wall?
The wall.
Sorry,
instead of braking, I accelerated.
How much damage did you do to the car?
Well, it wouldn't go.
Really? It was that bad?
I can't get over the hair. They've got to be mates.
Right. They come from that town where that is the hair.
Yeah, it's just
How did the manager of the co-op, who came out with presumably the same hairstyle, how did he react?
Maybe Alan tried to blame Wally, pointed, but there was like 20, 30 blokes. You had to work out where Wally was.
So the manager came out, and what was the response?
I don't remember anyone coming out.
The car has gone into the wall of the co-op, and everything just carries on.
Did you have to put £1 into the back to release it?
All right, so who would you like to speak to next?
Jermaine, what was the crane doing? I presume there was building work going on.
It was to do with an electricity substation.
So he was doing some work.
The crane was there for a few days before I actually approached him and asked him if I could go up in the cabin. And when I first asked him, he was distinctly unkeen.
So you asked him, where was he? Or did you shout?
Can
I come up to your cabin?
I want to sit on your crying in your cabin. Come on. Come here, dingo, let me in your cabin.
Is that the conversation?
He'd come down off the crane.
Oh, he was already down, ready to go on. Grabbed him away.
So I asked if I could nip up and have a look at it.
And did he go up with you?
No, well, the thing is, he didn't really want to do it, so I did my best to persuade him.
How did you persuade him? You put a white hanky over his mouth and... You said, smell that, and he woke up with the cat.
He would have had to be dragged up unconscious. I couldn't have done that.
It was only the practicalities that stopped us from doing it.
Let me simply say that money changed hands.
Ah, and how much did he have to pay you?
So did you both go up to the cabin?
He said I had to go first, just in case I missed my footing.
Oh, and he went up right behind you?
Not right
Wally, you
behind me.
pervert! OK, so you're up in the crane.
Yeah.
Is there room for two people in those things?
Barely. It was...
So it was intimate?
Not really, but it was
You can't have it both ways.
You certainly can't have it both ways, and that's too small.
Have some respect for Jermaine Green. So sorry about my friend.
It was pretty cramped, but he showed me how you use the controls.
You're telling me now that you actually had a go of it?
No, I didn't have a go of it.
But he showed you how to do
but
it?
I can use a digger and an excavator, so I know how to balance the two hands.
Why do you know how to use a digger?
No, because I dig holes.
What about David?
David, can you remind me of your statement?
This is Wally, and he intervened when I had a whispered row with a woman in a library.
What was the row about?
It was about noise.
Who started the row?
Who started the row?
Well, I would say she started it, but the noise that it was about was my responsibility. I was in the loo.
Was what?
What? I was in the loo when the noise happened, but the noise didn't emanate from the loo. It was my phone made the noise while I was in the loo, because it was on silent, but it vibrated and sort of...
Where was it? You left
I'd
it in the
left it
library?
on the table.
Oh, you'd left the thing, gone to the toilet.
By my laptop.
So you come back from the toilet. Could you hear it's that noise? Yes.
Well, that's yes. I was in the toilet.
And you heard the
no, I couldn't hear that noise from.
Oh, great! He's now doing impressions of inanimate objects.
I thought he was doing me on the toilet. Sorry.
Well, that's not you on the toilet. Well, that's all right. I wonder how long I'll be here.
So, what happens next?
Well, I come out of the toilet and she's immediately incensed and comes up to me and has a massive whispered go at me.
What did she say?
She said, I've been trying to work in here and you've been making noise all the time and that phone has gone off 2 or 3 times. And I'm sort of going, I'm sorry, I didn't realise. I just left it there. There's no need to take that tone with me, though. There's no need to be so rude. I'll turn my phone off now. I'm sorry, but, you know... So this carries on for a few minutes, and then Wally, who works there, comes up and has a word with us both and says, please, be quiet and get on with your work.
OK, we do need an answer. So Lee's team is Wally, Jermaine's crane companion, Alan's car crasher, or David's bookish buddy.
He's got a bit of library about him, hasn't he? He has got a whiff of book about him.
That's my new fragrance for Christmas.
If I had to choose, I would say Alan.
What are you thinking, Jermaine?
The whispering argument, I can see it happening.
Yeah.
And I bizarrely think it might be Jermaine.
Oh, brilliant.
OK, so Jermaine thinks it's David.
I think it's Alan.
You think it's Alan?
And you think
and
it's
I
Jermaine?
think it's Jermaine.
Let's say Jermaine, then.
Jermaine has to pick?
Yeah, I think Jermaine should say Jermaine.
I'm handing the leadership qualities over to Jermaine.
All right.
And letting him decide who it is.
What do you say,
He
Jermaine?
says Jermaine.
We collectively think it's David.
No!
No, we don't! You're saying David? So, the Lee's team, after a thorough democratic process, are settling on David. Wally, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Wally, and I was teaching Alan how to drive.
Crash into the car park. Thank you very much, Wally. Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lies, and we start with... It's Lee.
After an incident last year, I have a fear that some of my neighbours think I hunt ducklings.
David Street, what was the incident?
Hang on. Got it. So, I live by a river.
Yeah.
That much is true.
We know it's true because we both enjoyed an evening, one of his evenings at his house.
We have indeed.
Do you remember it, David, don't you? Because you and Rob both left, and then 10 minutes later, you snuck back, didn't you? And I remember as David drove off going, I'll give you a lift, David! 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 So, I live by the river. Yeah. And there was a duckling in the front of our house. Let's call it the driveway.
Oh, right, right. Yeah.
And I didn't want to say driveway because I'd start making a real showbiz that I've got a car. Anyway, so there's the duckling.
Which part of the drive? Was it down by the gates or where it sweeps up around the wall?
I don't know. I'd got over the moat, to be honest with you. So duckling would be quite good at that. I reckon I know how I should thinking about it.
So this duckling on its own.
Yeah. So there's a duckling
on the drive.
He's on the driveway.
Yeah.
This was the yellow fluffy variety.
Right.
And so I decided I must catch the duckling and try and put it back in the water.
Yeah.
In the river.
Why?
You mean why have I got a heart, David?
Yeah.
Why did you bother about this non-human thing? Why didn't you eat it?
So, yeah, no,
Why
duck
did
is...
you baste it? Fry it and shove it in your mouth?
Are you saying
that I didn't get... Sorry, David.
Yeah, I mean, you could... You've had enough time to invent anything.
Right.
So you see the duckling on the drive,
Yes.
you pick up... What is this thing that you're thinking of?
This is... I have a big net in my house.
Right.
Yeah? And so I see this duck and I catch it and I scoop it up. So I've now got a duck in the net.
Right.
And my plan was to look round for lots of baby ducklings and a sort of adult-sized duck going...
Right.
You did say the duckling was yellow.
Did I?
Yeah, what colour are the ducks on the river?
Uh-oh.
What?
Can we go into conference for a moment?
Because the ducks on the river are almost certainly mallards,
Yes?
and their ducklings are not yellow.
Yeah, but this wasn't complete. This wasn't a pure...
I don't
mallard.
care. Right. Now, one of the most important things not to do with ducklings when you find them in the spring is to touch them or handle them at all. Because the mother will reject them.
Yes.
I didn't handle him, I netted him. Do you know why I didn't handle him? Because the mother would have rejected it.
How far have you walked
A long
to this
way,
point?
because I couldn't find any ducks and any ducklings. So I'm now walking up, and I have noticed that people have passed me, and I've given them the, all right, and they've gone, all right. It dawns on me after half a mile, they're going, I think this stretch of the river, which is famous for fishing, I think that weirdo has been catching ducklings. They think I've scooped one out, because it's a proper big fishing net I've got. So I decided to go home, ring up the RSPCB,
RSPCD.
B, I said.
D. P.
It's the RSPB.
Oh, sorry.
RSPB, you idiot.
Or the RSPCA.
You thought it was D, you weirdo! Preventing cruelty to ducklings, that's a very niche market. Oh, no, they're only goslings.
So what do you think, David? Is he telling the truth?
I should point out that we did find out that it was goose.
So it was a bright yellow gosling.
It was bright yellow, and I thought it was a duckling, and it turned out to be
Goslings
a
are bright yellow.
Are they?
OK, what do you think?
The thing is, it's so heavily embroidered, this story.
Yeah.
But I think it's substantially true.
Alan?
Well, throughout the story, I thought it was a complete nonsense.
Yes, I did throughout, but then there was something about him saying they came back and they said actually it was a baby goose, and it having been yellow, that's tipped me into thinking it might be true. I'm going to say true.
True?
Yeah.
OK. Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Next. It's Jermaine.
The night before the biggest game of my career, a teammate woke me up by practicing his trumpet.
David's team.
I'm assuming that's not a euphemism. What time was this?
12:30, something like that.
So why were you cohabiting with a trumpeter?
Please just use that as the trailer. That's it.
It's not something that you ask, is it? I mean, are you a trumpeter? Then let's room together. I don't know.
But he was from your team.
He was, yeah. He was in my team.
What team was it?
When I was at Newcastle United.
So where were you?
I was in a hotel.
A hotel?
Yeah.
Where?
It was in Newcastle.
Think about the other team you were playing. And it'll probably be the same answer.
Say in Newcastle?
It was in Newcastle, yeah.
Why would you be in a hotel in your own hometown?
Because we were playing against Sunderland.
Oh, fair enough.
Sometimes the manager likes to just keep the players together.
Ah, yes,
right.
I have
Okay,
heard
lock
of
and
that.
key. Who was the trumpeter?
It was Nobby Solano.
Oh, Nobby Solano. He's from Peru.
What was he playing?
I can't help thinking, if someone wakes you up playing a trumpet in your ear, you don't go, oh, what is that? Is that... no, don't tell me, carry on playing. I get this.
It was something like, you know, them Mexican kind of food adverts, like...
And you say this was Nobby Solero?
Nobby Solero is a very
Solano.
adult ice cream.
So where is he trumpeting?
He was like, kind of like sat at the edge of his bed, like this, with a stand and...
He'd set up his...
If this is a lie, don't push it, son.
He'd set up his music stand.
Tunic, you got a tunic and a hat on. Under his chin.
2, 3, 4.
And what was his excuse?
That he's practising, that was it.
And did the conversation go further? Did you say...
Well, I just said, you know, put it away.
And also start playing the trumpet.
What do you think? I mean, I know the world of football is not one that you're overly familiar
Yes,
with.
but I am an expert in nocturnal trumpeting. Balances out. What do you think, Jimmy?
It's certainly true that people tolerate a lot of noise in South America, generally.
OK. You think...
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going true.
We'll go true.
OK, Jermaine, truth or lie?
It's true.
Wow. That noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. I can reveal David's team have 5 points and Lee's team have 0. It's not just a team game. My individual liar of the week this week is Jermaine Greer. Yes, Jermaine Greer, a feminist who not only burned her bra, but now her pants are on fire as well. Good night. Good evening and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show where deception always gets a good reception. On Lee Mack's team tonight, a comedian who once wrote a book of made-up facts about pandas. Well, that's the thing with panda facts, they're never black and white. It's David O'Doherty. A breakfast TV presenter who tells us what the day's weather is going to be like, saving us all the arduous task of looking out of the window. It's a BBC Weather's Carol Kirkwood. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, a Glasgow-born comic who'll mix delicately spun lies with good old-fashioned Scottish aggression. It's Susan Calman. It's a joke. And a man who's done almost 490 pointless shows. And if you count tonight, 491. From Pointless, Richard Osman. Yeah. So to round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Richard is first.
I have a 40% stake in a prize-winning racing pigeon.
Lee.
If there's one thing I know about, it's buying pigeons. So be careful with your answer. Tell me now, Richard, how much do you pay for 40% of a pigeon?
We paid £600.
Ah, you were robbed.
And it's about £70 a month to keep them, which is
£70 a month?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a lot of trill.
We don't feed him trill.
What do you feed him?
IPO, steroids.
Oh, well, fine.
£70 a month? What are you taking him to Alton Towers? What are you doing with him?
Firstly, he's got to be housed, he's got to be fed,
Yes,
he's got to be trained.
In a wooden shack.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
What's he got, a bungalow?
Shack. This is a prize winner.
What you said prize winner? What has he won?
He won the Prix-Calais.
Yeah.
And he's won some local things, but that's the proper deal.
Pre-PRIX.
Correct.
How many pigeons were in the race?
It's about 450. It's less than 500, but more than 100. It's
Come on, 500. The sky would be black then with pigeons. It's the Germans, they're back.
They released in Calais and they raced all the way to...
Well, they race home.
And where's home?
Essentially, well, his is up in Lancashire.
Right.
What's the pigeon's name?
It's called Cobbold Joe. Cobbold, C-O-B-B-O-L-D.
Cobbled Joe.
Cobbled Joe.
It's because the original... As you know about racing pigeons, right?
Oh, I do know about racing
Toddy
pigeons.
Cobbold.
Yeah.
Toddy Cobbold was the grandfather.
Yeah.
And so we chose that name. That's nice.
So
Is that true? Is there a pigeon called Tolly Cobbold?
Don't know.
You said you knew about
with someone from a Hovis advert.
Are there any distinctive markings? So just if there were some pigeons there, say Trafalgar Square, I'd be able to, oh, that's Cobbled Joe, down in London for the sales.
I'm going to be honest. I would struggle to choose her out of a pigeon parade.
Really?
But
Her, and she's called Joe.
Yeah.
So is it Joe with no E?
Yeah.
That's fine. Short for Joanna.
I think I might have this. I don't think lady pigeons do the racing because they would be pregnant some of the time.
I tell you what, she better not be.
It was only a cuddle, wasn't it, Richard? Do you go and watch the... Do you go and let... When they go off, do you watch it?
I have seen the pigeon race once. Yeah,
How
I've seen
much of the race did
I've
you
seen
see?
the pigeon release. You've seen the release.
Have you ever seen a pigeon land?
Yeah, I've seen
You were there when the pigeon landed?
No,
You've never seen a pigeon land?
Right, I've seen a pigeon land, yeah.
Yes?
But not under racing conditions. You've just seen a pigeon land in its spare time.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've only ever So what you're saying is you've seen your pigeon take off, but you haven't seen your pigeon land.
I have seen
Does
my
that mean
pigeon-
your pigeon's lost?
I don't think when a racing pigeon lands, it's any different than a normal
No,
pigeon.
exactly.
Oh, wrong.
They don't get tickler.
It's right to the shed and they go, whoa! I was going fast!
No, it doesn't. It raises its wings as it presses the tape. That's what it does.
So, it's time to decide, Lee. What are you going to say?
I think it's
Do you think it's true?
I think, yeah, okay, not true.
Let's say lie. I get confused if you say not true. It is a lie!
You think it's a lie? Richard, the pigeons, the racing, Cobble
It
Joe.
is, I'm
Truth or
afraid.
lie?
A lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Richard doesn't have a 40% stake in a prize-winning racing pigeon. Carol, you're next.
I was rumbled at a dinner party after serving up a shop-bought pie and pretending I'd made it myself.
David.
Right. What was in the pie?
Steak and kidney.
And what shop did you buy it from?
I bought it from a local butcher.
Did you make a big deal of saying, oh, look at my homemade steak and kidney pie, isn't it lovely?
Yes. Unfortunately, I did,
Oh.
yes.
Oh.
I waxed lyrical.
And who were the people that you were trying to impress so much that you weren't homemaking, but you didn't know well enough to say, I just bought this from a nice
They were
butcher?
the parents of a good friend of mine who've been really kind to us, and I wanted to do something nice for them.
What repay them by lying?
How did they find out? That's
Yes.
the question. That's the important issue, Carol.
This was actually quite a bit awkward because we were all sitting there having a lovely meal, beautiful smells. I was saying, I'm so glad I've made this because I know steak and kidney is your absolute favourite. So, knife and fork in. How surprising, this is chicken and ham.
Oh, dear. Were you tempted to just go with it, pause, and then go, well, how do you make it?
And so what happened when they realised your deceitful ways?
Well, I had to really lie some more. And I had to think...
I really thought you were going to say come clean. Lie some more. Say, I'm afraid, do you know one of the first signs of Alzheimer's is thinking you're having chicken when in fact it's steak and kidney. It's a terrible thing. It means you've basically only got hours of consciousness left.
So what did you say, Carol?
Well, I said, because they had thought that I'd cooked these, I said, well, I made a big batch of pies at the weekend, and I made some chicken and ham, and I made some steak and kidney, and I froze them all.
That's good.
I took out the wrong
That's very good, actually. That's very good.
Chipped off our tongue.
We have nothing to fear from climate change. You'll just tell us what we want to hear. It's all fine.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're drowning, in fact, it's a lovely sunny day.
So, David, what are you going to think here?
Well, I think it's genuinely, as it's hard to believe Carol would ever lie, but she's lying one way or another. So is she lying today, or did she lie a long time ago? I prefer to think that she lied a long time ago.
Yeah.
In which case, she's telling the truth now.
Although actually her lie now would, to be fair, be mitigated by the fact that that is the point of this game.
I'll be devastated because I've watched Carol and loved Carol for some period of time, and I'll be slightly devastated and I'll have to take the shrine down that I've got in the house. But I'll take that shrine down. She probably is telling the truth in that she lied.
Don't throw the shrine away, by the way. Well, we can have a little chat about it.
So, David, you think it's the truth?
I think we think it's true.
You think it's the truth? Right, Carol Kirkwood. Was it the truth, or was it a lie?
It was the truth.
Yes, it's true. Carol was rumbled at a dinner party after serving up a shop-bought meal and pretending she'd made it herself. Susan, you're next.
The day before I need to make a journey, I often make the journey so that when it comes to making the actual journey, I'll know what the journey involves.
Wow. Just how far have you gone on these journeys?
Probably driven an hour.
From Scotland?
From where I live. If it's possible for me to do it like that. I mean,
Yes.
I'm not... It's strange. It's got to be possible. It's not like if I'm going to New York, I'll go the day before and come back. This is journeys that I can make, I would say, in about an hour's drive radius.
Always
of
driving? You wouldn't do it on the train?
Oh, no, I would do it on the train. I've done it on the bus as well. I've taken the bus to make sure where the bus route goes and the bus stop
What, you
is.
don't trust that the driver knows?
No, it's me. I need to know where I'm going so I can...
You don't on a bus. He will just do it. You just sit back and relax.
No, but I think Susan's saying that there are certain things you have to do yourself, even when you travel by bus, like get on the bus, get off the bus,
At the right point.
and,
At the right
also
bit.
get on the right bus.
Yes.
There's more than one
Sorry,
bus.
you-
I don't want to sound totally working class.
Tell us, Susan, if you would, the last time that you did this.
It was probably about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I had to go to a meeting somewhere I'd not been before.
Right.
And
A self-help group or a meeting? You were going for self-help about stop being so anxious about going for journeys, and you even wrecked that.
There must have been quite a few of you hanging outside the meeting.
So I drove from my house to the location, looked at what the parking restrictions were so I could have the right change with me. So I was completely relaxed the next day.
If you know for a fact that you're going to do this, you're going to go the day before.
Yeah.
Do you not, the day before that, think, tomorrow I've got to do that thing where I go the day before and then do it that day?
Susan, this now makes sense, because didn't I see you yesterday? Just sniffing around outside the studios.
Did an event happen in the past such that you once arrived somewhere and went, oh, I wish I'd come here yesterday and I could have foreseen this terrible situation?
Like when JFK was shot.
Yes, I've always been haunted by that. If only I'd been there.
He'd
at
gone the day
time.
before, he'd have known when to duck.
It's very rude to be late for things.
Is that at the base of this?
I'm paranoid about
that's the
people
root of it.
thinking I'm rude or in any way, you know, deceitful, like Carol. So.
What are you thinking then? It does sound plausible.
When you die, you'll have only lived a third of your life.
Yeah.
The other 2/3 was a recce.
Yeah.
I just don't think it fits. Yeah, I think she lives life by the horns, or whatever that is.
Right. Lie?
Truth.
Ooh. I would say the truth.
You think it's the truth?
I don't know. I'm practicing. I'm going through what I'm going to say in a minute. That wasn't my answer.
Okay. So what are you going to say?
It's the truth.
It's the truth. Susan, truth or lie?
It is the truth.
Yeah, it's true. The day before Susan needs to make a journey, she'll often make that journey so that she knows what that journey involves. Right, our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Ian. So, Carol, what is Ian to you?
Well, this is Ian, and to frighten a teacher, we once hid a ram inside a classroom cupboard.
Lee, how do you know Ian?
This is Ian. He is the supermarket delivery driver who accidentally trapped me in the back of his van and drove me to his next drop-off point.
And finally, David, what's your relationship with Ian?
This is Ian. He is a skydiver who got blown off course and almost knocked me off my bike.
Right, there we have it. Carol's chic prankster, Lee's accidental abductor, or David's diverted skydiver. David Mitchell and team, where are you going to begin?
Right, well, Carol, let's start with the ram in the cupboard.
Oh, the old Dave Mitchell chat-up line.
Why did you put a ram in a cupboard?
Well, Ian and I went to school together in the Highlands, and often you would see the sheep and the rams just, you know, meandering into the school grounds.
Yeah.
And this particular day, one came in.
So the ram wanders into the school grounds?
Yes.
And you think, oh, that's fine, it'll be quite docile, I dare say it'll agree to get into a cupboard.
Well, what happened was the teacher was late. He was quite often late, and we were in a wee porta cabin out the back.
Are you saying
of
the teacher was a drinker?
No. Okay. But anyway, he was late, so we thought it'd be quite funny, because he was late, just to put this ram in his cupboard so that when he came in, the ram would be mad and come rampaging out.
Does Ian look like the kind of man that would grab a ram and drag it into a cupboard
Yeah, he does.
for a laugh? Does he looks
Yeah,
like
he
a kind of
really
a devil? And I think Carol, being attractive and beautiful, would have done that whole, oh, let's just put a ram in the cupboard. And Ian would be like, oh, sure, I put a ram in the cupboard.
So when the teacher eventually arrived, how long was it before he went to his cupboard for a little look at his possessions? And what happened?
It would have been about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And, of course, we were all sniggering in the
Sniggering.
class. He opened the door. This angry ram came rampaging right out at him.
Is that where the word rampaging comes from?
Well, that's when you're trying to contact a ram in the 1980s. Who would you like to quiz next?
David, could you describe how Ian, was it nearly hit you?
Yeah, skydiving. I mean, this goes back to '92, and my my family have always been involved in the Scouts of Ireland, and so the big jamboree was in Wicklow, which is just outside of Dublin, and I was on a tandem bicycle with my aunt, who's one of the heads of Scouting Ireland, and we were heading towards the jamboree, and they were launching a comic book character to remind kids not to start fires in forests, and he was called Fire Dog, and his catchphrase was, "Don't start a fire, woof!" And for the launch, they decided in the jamboree they were going to parachute Fire Dog into the middle of the jamboree, and we were on the tandem heading towards it with our little Scouty ties on.
Can I just check? Fire Dog, and he says, "Don't start a fire, woof." Is it "Don't start a fire, woof," or "Don't start a fire, woof"? Which one is it? I want to know. I'm trying genuinely well, which is the campaign?
It's quite easy. This is actually quite easily solved immediately with a demonstration,
Mm-hmm.
because my understanding of skydivers is they have a really good core muscle. So essentially, if we do that bit from Dirty Dancing, where
You
lift
actually
me
didn't
up-
get any taller when you stood up. That was the oddest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone stand up and remain the same height. Yeah. Shocking.
If I just run towards you, like and you just lift me up like the end, then you'll be a skydiver. And if you don't do it, I'll be really hurt and you're dead. So...
Likewise, in a minute, I'm going to ask you to shut me in the back of a van.
I was just going to
So what are you planning to do?
I'm seeing whether or not he looks frightened by the prospect of me running towards him. And he's got to lift me
He
up.
does look a bit frightened, yeah.
Also, Rob also looks frightened.
What if the end of my story is that, and then he whacked against a wall, his legs shot off, and he had to have legs made of glass?
Is that the end of your story? No, we're back to plan A. How far away from the jamboree were you at the point of impact?
Well,
near impact.
He had just missed the landing area by a few fathoms, and
sorry, it was an aqua jamboree.
We swerved, we avoided him. He went into a hedge, and we pulled him out. I was 14 or 15 at the time, and my aunt and Ian got talking, and that is why it's nice to have my Uncle Ian on the show.
Oh, that is... that was a hell of a landing.
That's a bombshell.
Yeah. Your aunt met her husband when he nearly hit her dressed as a dog. Right, what about Lee? So, Lee, how did you accidentally get shut in his van? What happened?
As you will know, that when the man who comes from the supermarket delivers your food, he delivers them in like a plastic box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So he leaves the box and he goes into the kitchen and he drops off the food. And what I decided to do is that I'll help, right? He brings the last box. I said, "Is that it?" He said, "Yes, this is your last lot." Puts the thing, gets the bags, goes into the kitchen. Mr. Nice here picks the nice plastic things up and takes them to his van.
Oh, God.
So I go into the...
It's so close.
This is like the start of an episode of Casualty, isn't it? So I go in, and as I put them in, I look to my left, and something catches my attention.
A lamppost?
No.
And it's snowing?
No.
And there's a form?
No. A little thing catches my eyes.
Someone has looked at Wham in the back of the van.
It was, believe it or not, the thing that caught my eye...
I don't believe it, by the way.
...was a slightly ripped box of Cocoa Pops. And I thought, just for a minute, I thought, as Ian just had a little bit of a, like I would do, I'll have a little snack en route. So I just walk over to it. Now, as I walk over to it, it's only a couple of steps, and I'm now hidden behind a box
Oh, you are kidding
of
me.
food. You know, the boxes they haven't yet been delivered. And at that moment, I hear the noise of the doors shutting and the little handle turning.
So why didn't you call out?
I did.
What, and he didn't hear you?
No.
What, over the noise of a van engine?
No,
It's
not
very
just a
loud.
van, the noise of Howard Jones on Magic FM. It was blasting.
Why didn't you...
try? Yeah, I'm going, help!
Why didn't you bang on the panel?
Anyway, anyway.
What was the next... What was the...
I mean, it might not be true, but God, it was dramatic.
So we do need an answer. Is Ian Carol's sheep prankster, Lee's accidental abductor, or David's diverted skydiver?
The key thing is I don't want to be fooled by David O'Doherty. That's the key. Look at him. Look at that.
Do you remember, you know, the brownies, you had the brownie promise and all of that, so do you remember anything from your scouting days, your promise or anything?
It's different in Ireland. The Scouts don't have anything that you would possibly remember.
No promises, no value system, other than if you see a dog go into a hedge, you marry it.
I would say Carol.
I think it's
You say
David.
Carol?
I think it's David.
You say Carol, you say David. I think it's David.
So you're
So we're
going,
gonna go
therefore, with David.
We're going with
okay.
David.
Ian, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Ian. Carol and I played in the teacher by hiding around in the classroom pub.
Yes, Ian is Carol's sheep prankster.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Which brings us to our final round, quick-fire lies, in which our panellists lie not only through their teeth, but against the clock. We will start with... It is David.
I once sent out 30 professional photographs of myself to try and get an agent. I got just one reply advising me to destroy all copies of the photographs.
David, what pose exactly were you doing in the glossy print?
I mean, I thought a normal, dignified, at the same time hilarious and talented one.
Show me. Yeah, can you do it?
No, I think what it was...
Do it.
I think maybe in the picture, my mouth looked a bit wrong. You know, maybe it was a bit sort of...
That's why
or maybe...
No,
it wasn't like...
And when was this? What period are we talking about?
It was in the 18th century. In the mid-late 1990s.
What kind of places were you sending them to?
Or did you just leave them in phone boxes around London?
How were you dressed in the photograph? Was it a casual or was it a smarter look that you went for?
I'm guessing smarter.
Well, it's just in case he was wearing a leisure suit. Maybe it was the late 90s. You
What's
know,
a leisure suit? That sort of zip-up thing that you can relieve yourself in.
Yes.
It's what they'll be wearing in the future. It's just so convenient. Just get in and whatever happens, it's fine.
Did this dent your confidence, David?
Yes.
You didn't think I'll just get some more done, but this time without the stovepipe hat and the cravat?
I don't think I immediately got some more done. I mean, I have subsequently had other photos.
You got your
taken.
confidence back?
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Do you think that could be the truth?
I think it's true.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
I think it's true.
True.
I think it's true. David, truth or lie?
It is true.
Oh, true. It's true. David did once send out 30 professional photographs, but was advised by an agent to destroy all copies. Next. It's David O'Doherty.
Possession.
There's a box under the desk. Just pop the box on the desk, and then there's a card inside it. Before you take out the possession, just read the card, please.
This is one of the pairs of leg warmers for birds that I have made. I would have brought more, but birds are using them.
Could you show us these leg warmers?
I live beside the canal, and the swans are very unhappy around there.
The swans? You've tried to put a leg warmer on a swan?
He hasn't tried to, he succeeded.
How the hell do you... A swan? So they're trying to feed it over the webbing, but he doesn't get crushed. It's got a great big beak on us.
Everyone knows about this, but if you befriend the swan... the first thing, you know you befriend the swan when the wings go up like that, and then generally the next thing they go like that, as in make me leg warmers. That's it.
They for swans?
David, they would break your arm if you went near them.
Famously.
Famously.
That's what they do. They break your arm and then the Queen eats them.
Yes.
How do you get them over the feet?
If you put your hand like that and then try and get it over there. It's like O.J. Simpson. Stick it on there. That's a swan.
That's a swan.
Yeah, that's a swan.
With the swan, it's all about authority. So watch this.
No, they're webbed.
That's no good, is it?
Yeah.
That's going to hurt the swan. You've just ripped through its webbing.
You know when you said swan at the beginning?
Yeah.
Did you mean sparrow? David, it's time to take a guess. I mean, I don't know which way you're going to go on this.
Maybe a swan could be able to slip that over its foot, and maybe a swan would derive tremendous warmth from this incredibly thin and flimsy and short piece of material going an inconsiderable distance up its really rather long leg.
I think it's true.
Don't say that! Don't say, because that's the sort of... That's what happens to your mind in this game. You say, and you start thinking, oh, yeah, of course, the fact that he said swan and it seems impossible is exactly what's so plausible about it.
If you people don't start taking this a bit more seriously, I'm going to bring my Uncle Ian out here again.
So what are you going to go for?
I think we're going to say lie.
Lie? You're saying it's a lie.
I'd just
David
like to
O'Doherty.
say, Rob.
Yes.
If it's true.
Yes.
I don't care.
David, truth or lie?
I'm afraid my tale of swan leg warmers is a lie.
Oh, thank God. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Yes, it's a lie. David doesn't make leg warmers for birds. And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have 2 points and Lee's team has 4. But of course, it's not just a team game. My individual liar of the week this week is David O'Doherty. Yes, David O'Doherty. He's made the show like a massive bed and lied in it. Good night.
WILTY returns in 2 weeks' time. There's room in the guest host chair for Frank Skinner. Here next, on Have I Got News for You? Brand new for BBC Two, a unique tour through history with a time traveller's guide to Elizabethan England. While on BBC Three, can Sherlock rise to the challenge? It's a battle of wits for the detective in The Great Game.
The show where honesty is never the best policy. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a comedian with a career spanning 18 years. To put that into perspective, his career is old enough to vote, to get married, and to reject my advances at a bar. It's Phil Jupitus. And an actress who in Sherlock sometimes appears opposite her partner Martin Freeman, but who tonight is making an exception and is appearing opposite her future partner Rob Brydon. It's Amanda Abington. And standing in as guest captain is Greg Davis. And on Greg's team tonight, he's not the first choir master to end up with his name on a list, although... in his case, it was the Queen's birthday honours list. It's Gareth Malone. And, you know, some people are nervous about mentioning this man's height. Not me. I'll happily say it right to his belt. It's Richard Osman. So we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've got no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. And Gareth is first up tonight.
A quick technique I often use to determine if someone has singing potential is to get them to sing Bar Bar Black Sheep as if they are frightened.
David.
Is it? As if they are frightened?
Yes.
And what is it about that tells you anything?
It's to determine whether they can perform.
But
Not just to sing, but whether they can take it to the
look
next level.
terrified while singing, because that's the key skill needed in a choir.
Yeah, no, it's more about them. You know, it might be that I want them to get under the skin of a piece of music that I'm going to do later. So I want to see whether they've got what it takes emotionally to connect with the song, even if it is Bar Bar Black Sheep.
Is that one of your favourites, Bar Bar Black Sheep?
Well, it's a very good tune.
Well, look, talk is cheap. Let's see some of that, and I use this phrase advisedly, Malone magic in action.
Greg, could you sing Bar Bar Black Sheep as if you were frightened, please?
Fine, I'm an incredibly versatile actor. Let's go.
Frightened.
Okay.
Oh.
Black sheep, have you anyone?
Yes, sir.
3 bags full.
Are you being Barry, Robin, or Morris? I can't tell.
I think we've established that he's got potential, and the important thing is...
Give me another emotion, Gareth.
No, well, that's...
Yeah, I know, but give me another one. Just...
Well, all right. Sexual joy.
Hang on a minute.
Can I do the frightened one?
Oh, you want to do that?
I don't get to look someone in the eye very often.
I'd love to see, is there anybody here, do you think, who perhaps doesn't like singing, who might be sat in between... He might be in between his teammates now thinking, oh, I do hope they don't come to me. Is there anyone?
Why don't we ask David to...
Oh, OK, all right.
Could you perhaps sing Bar Bar Black Sheep?
Bar Bar Black Sheep, like
That's
I'm very
it.
frightened.
Go on, David.
OK. Bar Bar Black Sheep, have you anyone? Yes, sir, yes, sir. 3 bags full.
You know that Gareth didn't want you to sing Bar Bar Black Sheep as if you were a sheep, don't you?
What do you ascertain from what he's just done?
Well, I mean, he can sing in tune, and... in the broadest sense. Yeah, and making people feel comfortable, and, you know, let's not start with the Mozart Requiem. Let's start with Bar Bar Black Sheep as if frightened.
So, what are you thinking of this claim of Gareth's?
I think it's true. Also, you have got to have a thing, if you're auditioning lots of people, you can't think about it with each one. You've got to have a thing you ask everyone to do.
Yeah.
So I think we think
I think we're saying it's true.
I think it's true. OK, Gareth Malone, truth or lie?
It is... a lie.
Phil, it's your turn.
Hit him. I am addicted to rescuing loose trolleys at my local supermarket.
Greg's team, supermarkets and trolleys, what do you think?
How often do you do this, Phil?
When I go shopping.
In my experience at a lot of the supermarkets I've been to, there is a person who often deals with...
Yeah, that's Phil.
I'm just wondering, has there ever been any tension between you and the trolley person at your supermarket?
If the trolley person appears, I hide behind a car.
If you go past a canal and you see a trolley that's been chucked in, as is often the case in canals, will you attempt to retrieve that?
I may now, I don't know. It depends how old it is.
The thing is, the fear would be that an old trolley in a canal will not properly tessellate with a new trolley in a Waitrose.
Depends when the trolley's been thrown in the canal.
Well,
It
well,
could
yeah,
be.
of course,
It
it could
could
have been
be
recently thrown in,
Yeah.
but you can't tell really until you've got it out. And then if you try and make it, you know, mate.
What if it's a Safeway trolley? The Safeway now no longer in business.
But yeah, but they thought that about Labradors and poodles, didn't they? And somebody managed it.
But can you imagine the psychological...
Are you saying there's going to be a Safeway Tros?
So, is he telling the truth?
I think it's true.
Yeah, I think it's true.
You think it's true?
Gareth does.
My respected colleague thinks it's true.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, I'm overruling both of them. I think it's a lie.
You say it's a lie?
Yeah.
Even though both members of your team think it's true?
That's right.
That's a very, very irresponsible use of power.
Perhaps it is. Mack's not here. This is my bench,
We'll just
and
see
I
how
tell
this
you
goes.
it's a lie.
Why do you think it's a lie? What about that was unconvincing?
It's irrelevant. I've made my decision.
So you're saying that it's a lie. Phil, were you telling the truth there, or were you telling us a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Tell you what, Greg, this captaincy lark isn't as easy as it looks, is it? OK, our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Greg's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Gareth. Gareth Malone, what is this, Gareth, to you?
This is my old neighbour, Gareth, and when I was learning a song, he would distract me by singing the same song in his own flat, but in a different language.
Right. Richard Osman, how do you know Gareth?
This is Gareth. When he came to watch a recording of Pointless, I have to ask for him to be moved away from the front row because his behaviour was putting me off my statistics.
And Greg, how do you know Gareth?
This is Gareth. He was the rickshaw driver I once paid to pedal me home. By the time we arrived, he was so exhausted, I let him stay on my sofa.
So there we have it. Gareth's synchronised singer, Richard's pointless punter, or Greg's shattered chauffeur. David's team, who do you want to start with?
Gareth, what language does he sing the song in, or does it vary?
He was singing in English.
So what were you singing?
German.
Ah.
What song?
I think it was Bach's St. Matthew Passion.
That's what I thought it would be.
Yeah. So how often did this happen?
Enough for me to remember to mention it now.
Because if a neighbour was singing a song next door to me, the first thing I'd do would be to translate it back to English. Yeah. Sing it as an off-putting kind of...
Yeah.
Especially through a wall. That really cuts deep.
How does it go, Gareth?
I can't remember it in English. You don't really want to hear it, do you?
I'd like to hear it as if you're frightened.
Da Jesus diese Rede vollendet hatte, sprach zu seine Jüngern.
And he was singing exactly the same song, the other side of a wall.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think upper semitone.
So he's your
got some
neighbour.
post.
He's also called Gareth.
Yeah.
He's singing the same song in a different language and a semitone difference.
Almost unbelievable.
Now, Richard, what was the behaviour in the front row that Gareth did that was pulling you off your stat?
I sit very close to the audience on Pointless, where my little desk is, and there's an audience very close to me. Xander is further away for contractual reasons. But, lots of people come and see Pointless regularly, and they know if they turn up early, they can sit in the front row, and Gareth is one of those people. And there's a trick that people in the audience here, I'm sure if you've been to lots of shows, know that there's a way of getting yourself on a TV show which is laugh in an unusual way.
Sorry.
So you say, now Amanda will almost certainly be on the show.
Yeah.
That's So Gareth had a way of laughing. He didn't do it in the first, because he'd come for 2 shows. Didn't do it in the first show, and in the second show, he clearly developed a laugh that sounded sort of like a donkey braying sort of a laugh every time something funny was said. So he did like 4 times in a show.
Yes. Can we hear your version of the laugh?
It'd be like a kind. It'd be like a kind of. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I could hear it all the way through, and so in the first recording break, I said to the floor manager, could you get him moved to the back?
Yeah, can I ask a question at this point? How did Gareth react? Because if we were to pick somebody here and say, sorry, could you go and sit over there, they might be upset. I mean, how did he take it?
No, floor managers are very good. They always just say, for camera reasons, we need 3 more people at the back or something like that. You see,
so he wasn't told what the reason was?
No, of course not.
How do you think he feels now?
Well, yeah.
He literally came up to me about 3 days later and said, I know why they moved me. They moved me because I was doing that laugh. And I said, yeah.
In what context did he come up to you 3 days later, and were you alarmed? During a recording, he sauntered up to you while you were halfway through reading out some information and went, by the way, Richard, I know why I got moved the other day, and I know why security are coming for me now.
No, of course not. We have all little recording breaks and stuff like that.
Right. OK, so during a recording break, he went, I know why I'm laughing normally now. All right, David, what about Greg? So, Greg, tell us your story. Not your whole life, you know,
just a rickshaw bit.
Yeah. I had a very big celebration in the centre of town.
Oh, where? What reason?
I was celebrating leaving teaching.
OK.
So I had a very big celebration just after my last night at school.
OK.
Which it was ludicrously big.
OK. You emerged from the bar in question,
yeah.
A little worse for wear.
I was offensively drunk.
A rickshaw?
Yeah.
Why?
If I'm honest, I was showing off. It'd been a day of showing off.
How far did you have to take Gareth?
He had to take me from central London to Hounslow, which is...
Hounslow?
Yeah. It's something like... It's just shy of 10 miles.
How much was it?
It was £163.
How long did it take, roughly?
I mean, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know.
I thought you were waiting for the length of time.
So you arrive.
Yeah.
You give him his money. When does the whole idea of offering him a bed for the night?
We didn't even discuss the money because I got off the bike, and by which point I was incredibly sober, and I looked at his face, and it was it was grey. I mean, I genuinely feared for his life. So I said, "Oh my God, you must come in for a bit," and I made him a cup of tea. We're better than that, guys. We're better than that.
Where did he put his rickshaw?
How did it progress from the cup of tea to the sleepover?
Because honestly, I was sober by the time I got home.
He didn't say cup, he said, would you like to come in for a bit?
Exhausted from the bit, just fell asleep on the sofa.
Yeah. Well, let's be clear. You've invited him up for a bit. You go in. What happens?
After the cup of tea, I decided that he was clearly still very close to death. So I said, would you like to crash on the sofa? And I'll give you an extra little detail. As he went past my front garden, he said, what is that? Because I had set fire to my teaching outfit before I'd gone out. And my friends first came round, and there was half of a trouser leg left. Gareth saw it and went, is that half a trouser leg? Has someone spontaneously combusted?
We need an answer. So, David's team is Gareth Malone's synchronised singer? Is he Richard's pointless punter? Or is he Greg's shattered chauffeur?
I've got a horrible feeling he's the pointless punter after all of that.
You think pointless punter?
Yeah.
See, I'm thinking rickshaw driver.
Yeah, the detail that Greg was giving was...
The detail of the burnt trouser leg is...
That was like he'd forgotten himself and he was getting into his story.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
But you're discounting Gareth altogether.
Oh, completely, yeah.
OK, so you're going for the two tall guys there, the two lanky dudes.
Hey!
You know what? We're just 2 guys.
We're just 2 people, all right?
The two lampposts there. So, David, what are you going to say?
I'm going to because I genuinely.
You're
so
abstaining.
I'm going to go with the team captain's final decision.
If I had a gun to your head, though, Amanda, and don't rule it out, who would you go for?
Greg.
You go for Greg. All right.
Or Richard.
What do you think?
I think Greg.
You think Greg now?
Oh, no.
We'll say Greg. We'll say Greg.
They're saying that it is Greg. Gareth.
He's a pointless contestant.
Would you please... I've taken your answer. Would you now observe the rules of the game and please treat this with a little more respect? Gareth, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Gareth, and I once distracted Gareth.
Yes, Gareth was Gareth's synchronised singer. Gareth, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lives, and we will start with... It is Richard.
Every time I lock my front door, I squawk like a parrot. That way... That way, if I later worry that I didn't lock it, I remember the squawk and know that I did.
David's team.
Quite genuinely, I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
As someone who's slightly OCD about locking stuff, and what you need is to remember the moment when you knew it was locked.
Bang. Yes.
And a squawk of a parrot's as good as anything else. Give us a squawk.
Yeah. I can see the door now.
Yeah.
Although I get confused, maybe I think, oh, I squawked and I didn't lock it. And
No,
then I
no, you
confuse
squawk after you lock.
Oh, OK.
So it goes lock, squawk.
And when you do your doorway, I don't know your doorway, but are you in view of neighbours? Have you ever been witnessed doing this?
I'm in hearing view of neighbours that side, not
Hearing view.
I mean, whatever the word for hearing view
Earshot.
is.
Richard, you're coming out of the house, OK?
Yeah.
You're reaching into your pocket to get your keys. Act it out for us.
Shall I be the door?
Yeah, what do you... Yeah, I tell you
This
what,
is
why
going to
don't
be
you
the
do
worst mime ever.
There's my keys.
Are you going to penetrate Gareth?
If you don't want me to do it, I won't do it.
No, we want you to do it.
Sorry.
No, I don't believe him anymore. The squawk was too nonchalant.
Yeah,
what you need is the OCD focus. The
Yeah.
squawk is your point of remembrance.
Yeah, own
You
it.
just squawk like you were saying goodbye to the door in parrot language.
By and large, it's quite perfunctory. I'll admit to that.
It's kind of plausible, because it's him, and he's a bit of an odd bod.
What? What on earth has given you that opinion?
Well, he's so tall.
You're saying this in hearing view of me, don't you?
Maybe he does a different bird. That's what's going to happen to us. We say, I don't do a parrot, I do this one.
What bird is that?
I don't know, but it's in all the Tarzan films.
It's also reminded me I turned the gas off when I left the house.
What do you think? Is it the truth?
I can't believe you do that much stuff when you go out.
I didn't buy the nonchalant squawk. I don't think it's true of Richard.
OK, Richard, were you telling the truth, or were you telling a lie?
It is a lie.
It's a lie. Next.
Oh.
It's Amanda.
I spent years making sure I didn't step on my imaginary pet rabbit. When I finally got a real rabbit, I did just that with disastrous consequences.
Greg's team.
What was his name or her name?
Brian or Henry, I can't remember, because it was a long time ago.
Did you have more than one imaginary rabbit then?
No, it's just one, Greg, come on.
Where did the rabbit live? Was he in a hutch in the garden, or was he one of those rabbits that's allowed to romp through the house?
He was on the bottom step of the stairs.
The imaginary rabbit lived on the bottom step of the stairs.
Of the stairs.
And where did you step on the real rabbit?
I was in the garden and I used to let my pet rabbit run around. It was snowing, so it was white everywhere, and he was a black rabbit, and I used to run around with him, and he ran under my foot, and I trod on him.
In the snow?
Yeah, and he died. Why are you laughing?
Did stuff come out of his mouth?
Oh. Lee would never have asked that.
No.
I never thought I'd say it, David, but I miss him.
When you got your new rabbit, what was your new rabbit called? The real rabbit? What was
Elvis.
Elvis? Do you remember where you were when you heard that Elvis had died?
You've got to ask yourselves this. Does she look like a rabbit killer? Me, I say yes, she does. But does she to you? That's the key thing.
Well, I've got a very firm idea, but
I thought you might.
You had a very firm idea last time, didn't you?
I've learnt my lesson. I'm beginning to realise how this programme works. So, Gareth, what's your opinion? I'm genuinely interested.
No, I don't. Do you know what? I don't know.
Oh. Richard?
I think true.
You think true? OK. I don't think true, based on the not being able to remember the name of her own imaginary friend, but casting vote.
Oh, gosh. All right. OK, I'm going to go true.
Then, against my better judgment, we as a team will say that's quite clearly rubbishly nonsensical story is true.
You say it's true. Amanda, truth or lie?
True.
Yes!
Yeah, it's true. Next. It is Greg.
I once invented a language so I could speak to my sister in secret. I even gave this language its own name.
What's the name of the language?
It is not a word that you will have heard of, and the word is cushion.
Cushion.
What? Yeah.
So
Cushion.
like cushion, but cushion.
Yeah.
And could you say something in cushion?
Yes.
What could you say something? Is that what yes is in cushion?
I didn't claim that the language was sophisticated. I would say you're arbitrarily adding a sort of shk sound.
So do a sentence.
OK. Ashk amshk.
It's obviously been a long time since you...
I claim in Joshking the experience of would I lush to you?
You shut on Sesame Street.
If it's so simple, what do I say then?
You said I am loving the experience of what I like.
No, I didn't. I said I'm largely enjoying the experience of what I like to you. So it looks like it's not as simple as you live it.
Where did the name for this language, cushion, come from?
I honestly can't remember, but it was called cushion. And I can tell you, part of the language, and I'm afraid I can't explain this to you, would be sometimes mid-sentence, sometimes at the end of a sentence, just to loudly proclaim, cushion!
Cushion is talking with random shks, if you can squeeze them in, and occasionally going, cushion, in the middle or at the end of a sentence.
You know, my parents... my parents didn't... they didn't work out cushion, as simplistic as you clearly think it is. They didn't work it out, so...
They didn't work it out. When you said, I squunched to the shops, they went, oh, did he say it?
God! Hang on, David. Cushion!
So, David, he's been quite fulsome, a lot of detail, but is it the truth or is it a lie?
What do you think?
Well, believed him up until the point where he went, cushion. And then I...
He's enjoying cushion
Yeah,
far too
he's
much.
enjoying it.
Although he could be enjoying it with the fact that his
Yeah,
sister is
yeah.
watching their secret language being outed.
Yeah. She won't dislike it. She'll be ashkelushklis delighted.
I don't.
And that, my friends, so far is the biggest cushion of them all.
It's not inconceivable, but it is unlikely.
What do you think? Truth or lie?
Lie.
Lie, let's do it.
Lie.
You're saying it's a lie? OK. Greg, truth or lie?
Aishk, washk, telishk, the trushk.
Oh! And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. I can reveal that Greg's team have won by 4 points to 2. But of course, it's not just a team game. My individual liar of the week this week is Gareth Malone. Gareth Malone. Something those military husbands might want to think about next time they leave you alone with their wives. Good night. Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show that separates the truth from the twaddle. On Lee Mack's team tonight, a comedian, actor and TV legend, best known for presenting Family Fortunes. We asked 100 people his name. Our survey said... Les Dennis! And the presenter who once hosted a show about a pop-up restaurant. I assume that's a restaurant where they serve only toast. It's Alice Levine. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, a TV presenter who has a new novel out. I'm not saying he's plugging it a lot, but I've got one of the rare unsigned copies. It's Richard Osman. And a comedian who used to work in the complaints department for Ofcom. Let's see if she can give her old colleagues a bit of work tonight, shall we? It's Lou Sanders. We begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They have no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction, and Richard is first tonight.
At school, because of something I once had in my lunchbox, I was given a 7-syllable nickname.
Lee's team.
You strike me as the kind of kid that you would have had a 1-syllable nickname. All right, what was in the lunchbox?
A sandwich, a snack.
What was the snack?
Well, there, Lee, we find 6 of our 7 syllables.
Ah, brilliant. What's your 6-syllable snack?
You can think of a 6-syllable snack, surely.
I can, yes.
The big one. The big one.
The big one. Away you go.
The big packed lunch, 6-syllable snack.
I've thought of a 10-syllable one.
Wow. Right.
A salt and vinegar packet of crisps.
Well done. You're so pleased, aren't you?
That's more than you need, though.
Yeah. I missed it. What was the snack?
So I'll give you the first syllable.
Mine are all too long. A packet and a half of cashew nuts. 10. Ridiculous.
I'll give you the first syllable if you want it.
Please do.
Dare.
Oh, it's Dairy Lee.
Triangles.
Nearly.
Dairy Lee. Go on, then. You can do the next 3.
Lunchable.
Dairy Lee Lunchable.
You remember Dairy Lee Lunchables?
I do, but I think they're after your time, no offence.
I am... How dare you? I'm 27.
Yeah, we're not talking about feet, we're talking about years.
So just be clear, the actual nickname was...
Dairy Lee Lunchable Boy.
How long did the nickname stick?
Oh, I would say... I mean, it was a good 2 weeks.
Did you have a nickname before that?
I was always called Rich. That's so bad, isn't it?
And what about after that?
Oh, then it was the artist formerly known as Dairy London.
Were you the tallest kid in the year?
Yeah.
And they didn't think there was a tall nickname that would be more relevant for you?
When it comes to those nicknames, the decision-making process is very disordered.
Yeah.
There's no meeting where someone gets to go, this is ridiculous, this child is extremely tall, and yet we're focusing on a snack.
I'm thinking that, say you're on the playing field, you're playing football, it's a long nickname to say pass the ball, isn't it?
Very lunchable boy.
That was not my nickname on the football pitch.
What was that? What was that?
Sub.
All right, what do you reckon?
Alice, is he telling the truth?
No nicknames only last 2 weeks. That's what's so
Yeah.
devastating about a school nickname, isn't it? They really linger.
Did you have one, Alice?
I actually did have one. Envelope bum.
We don't want to know how that came about. What are you thinking, Les?
Well, I think Richard is so good at wordplay and using syllables. It sounds like the kind of nickname he has given himself.
Lee, what are you going to say?
The tallest kid in the school has never had a nickname, because I did say before and after, but no, nothing to do with my height.
People quite liked me, Lee.
It's a lie.
No, that's a lie.
Richard, they're saying that it's a lie. Were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
It was a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Richard wasn't given a 7-syllable nickname at school because of something he had in his lunchbox. Les, you're next.
Right. After an incident in a hotel room, the crew of Celebs Go Fishing wrongly believed I was having a breakdown.
David's team.
I mean, it might be the truest thing I've ever heard, Les. Who were you on with, Les?
There was, let me see, Ian Botham, Fern Brydon, Linford Christie, and lovely Shane Lynch from Boyzone.
So you're doing this fishing show.
I'm doing this
What
show.
happens?
And one day I had to go back to my hotel room because the next job I was doing was a TV drama. So I had to go and do a Zoom read-through.
It's a tribute to your versatility, I must say, that on the one hand...
I thought you were going to say, a man of his age could use Zoom.
It's a tribute.
It's a tribute to... As a man like you can even turn a computer on. I mean...
So I went back to the hotel room and I set Zoom...
What sort of hotel, Les? Mid-range, budget?
No, a really lovely individual boutique.
Lovely.
We were in Scotland.
So, and they got it right?
Yeah.
Because some hotels, they get
Rob,
it wrong.
Really, really lovely.
Rob, are you doing an interview for a website?
I'm getting some colour, I'm getting some background.
So the runner took me from the fishing in my waders back
Linford Christie took you... That's above and beyond. It really is.
So the lovely runner took me back to the hotel, and I had said that I would be ready to go back in about an hour.
Right.
So somebody was going to come and pick me up, take me back fishing. So I'm on this video call, and I've done very well because I'm on quite early. And you know that thing when you...
I think you said, I've done very well because I've been working since the late 70s. It's a really top-of-the-range laptop, actually, because I've done very well.
So I'm on this video conference call,
right,
and it gets about halfway in, and I've got my big scene with an actor who's playing a bully, and I think it's the production manager that knocked on the door ready to get me back. But I was right in the zone thinking, no, I'm just going to ignore and I'm going to carry on with this scene. So she heard me go, Sean, you've been like this since we were kids, ever since that time with the lads in the garage. And I'm not putting up for it. You're a bully. You're an absolute bully, and you're nothing but a coward.
Can I just say... All I can say is, thank God it was a straight offer and not an audition.
So you're shouting and
I'm
screeching,
shouting, and she's thinking, oh, my God, Les Dennis is having a breakdown. And so she goes downstairs to call the producer. I find out later, and she calls and says, I think Les is having a bit of trouble because he's wandering around his room shouting to this bloke called Sean, and there's clearly nobody there. It's just him ranting on his own.
And the producer's going, oh, not again.
What are you thinking, Lou?
I think it's truth.
You don't just think it's true, you think it's truth.
I think it's true. But then again, I'm not really sure.
What do you think?
I believe anything Les says.
Well, that could be a weakness in our position playing this game tonight.
David, you are captain of the team. What are you going to say? They think it's true.
I think it's true as well. And if it's not true, I can only hope that you will be offered a drama like that if you haven't already been, because that was a great audition for it. So.
Les, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I would like to say that I was telling the truth.
Oh.
Yes, it's true. The crew of celebs go fishing did believe Les was having a breakdown. Lou, you're next.
OK. A singing coach once refused to give me lessons because he said my voice was so bad there was nothing he could do for me.
Please, team.
Gosh.
How old were you, Lou?
About 25?
So quite recently, then?
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Did you sing a song to exhibit your skills?
Yeah, he had a microphone in the middle of the room and said just, you know, belt out a tune to see where I was at, sort of musically.
What was this for?
I was in a band, yeah.
What was the band?
Jeff Leppard.
Jeff Leppard?
What is that? Is that a Def Leppard tribute band?
No, just five girls having a nice time.
But it wasn't a tribute band.
We did 3 of our own Jeff Leppard songs, and we did 1 Def Leppard song as a nod.
Do you remember the titles of any of those songs?
Yeah, Rocking in the Evening with my friend called Stevening.
I didn't know that was one of yours.
How did that go?
Rocking in the evening with my friend called Stevening.
I mean, the range is incredible.
You couldn't let the producers know that Lou's having a breakdown, could you?
Was it the band's idea to send you for singing lessons?
Yeah, so it's just
And how
me.
did that conversation go? Was it awkward?
No, because I knew that I was sort of limited in certain areas. I was a great front man. What do you call it? A front lady? That sounds rude.
You're a great band, but I don't like the look of your front lady.
What song did you do at the lesson?
It was the one from Mannequin. And, you know, I'll just sing it and then you'll know it. And we can build this dream together.
There were certainly some of the notes.
I think I need to stop you there, Rob. It's true. Yeah, but she could be good at acting.
But
Perhaps she's
maybe
got the
I'm
voice of an
bluffing.
angel and she's lying.
La 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 la.
I don't know, Les.
I now think it's a lie.
I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie? I'll go with my team.
OK, saying it's a lie. Lou, truth or lie?
True.
Yes, it's true. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. It's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Roger. So, Alice, what is Roger to you?
This is Roger. He painted my living room the wrong colour twice.
So Alice is hapless handyman. Les, how do you know Roger?
This is Roger, and he once gave me a lift to Family Fortunes on the top of his bouncy castle.
So, Les's bouncy buddy. And Lee, what is your relationship with Roger?
This is Roger. I once made him spend 20 minutes that he didn't have looking for a dog that didn't exist.
David's team, where would you like to begin?
So, Alice.
Yes.
He painted your living room the wrong colour twice. So what was the first colour?
The first colour was, I believe, called Railings. It's a kind of navy blue from a very posh paint brand.
And what was the colour that you wanted?
I wanted a dusty kind of plaster pink. What?
That is quite different.
It's quite different, yeah.
And the second go?
I got a pink that wasn't a dusty plaster pink.
You like a bit of pink, don't you?
I love a bit of pink, yeah.
And then what happened?
You're wearing pink. He's not being creepy. That's right.
When we're having a Lancastrian accent, everything sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? You love a bit of pink, don't you?
To be fair to Roger,
The first time, it was your fault. But the second time, it was my fault.
How are you painting pink over very, very dark blue?
I'm glad you asked that. I don't know, but thank goodness you can't see it through anymore, because I would have been livid.
That's a great response. Well, I'm glad you asked because I don't know.
I'm so glad you've given me the opportunity to tell you I have no idea. It is much harder to paint light over dark.
Well, this is the thing, and that's why I was so... I mean, I was pretty livid.
What colour were you?
I was... yeah, it was sort of a kind of rosé. And then I feel like I kind of kept a lid on it, but only because Roger said he'd sort it out and was very apologetic.
You should have taken the lid off. You'd have seen what he was painting.
If it turns out that he is a painter and decorator, I'm just glad that he's turned up. I'd also like to say it's the longest I've ever heard a painter and decorator not talking.
This is very interesting, Lee, that you're speculating so much about the profession of the person who you know to have been someone you spoke to about a dog.
Alice, you were wanting a pink. How was there miscommunication where you're asking for a pink and he gives you railings?
Sure. When he came round to do the quote, he came... I've got very high ceilings, don't want to show off, so he did his quote, quite expensive, because, you know, period property. And so worked it out, wrote it in his little book. Then I went away, then he did his stuff. So that's how I think it was just next to another customer's decision.
Right. So you first called him out on it when you saw the railings up on the wall?
Yeah, so that's when he was very apologetic and said, I'll sort it as soon as I can.
So what went wrong the second time?
So the second time, I sent a link to the new colour.
Yes.
But I sent a link to a colour that I'd been considering.
Yes.
When you're swatching it and everything.
Yes.
So that's when it's
that
my
was
fault.
your error.
So
that was my error.
So did you have to pay for the second
Well, now
one?
I just live with that colour.
Oh, you just left it up?
Well, because we've been doing this for about 3 years now, haven't we? It's taken forever.
You've got really high ceilings.
All right, who would you like to quiz next?
So, Les, the lift on the bouncy castle, how did that come about?
Roger worked on Family Fortunes. You know, people always say to me, where'd you get those families? Well, Roger was one of the guys that used to get the families.
You make it sound like he went round shopping centres with a net.
He auditioned them.
Right.
So, on this morning, we're staying in the hotel that's near the studios in Nottingham, and I'm worried because the cab hasn't arrived to take us to the studio, because I like to get there early for the production meeting.
On Family Fortunes?
Family Fortunes, this is, yeah.
OK. Is there a lot of preparation?
Well, you're saying it like you host a show about the Hadron Collider. This is easier than Family Fortunes.
Yeah.
A lot easier.
Really?
I mean, I would describe this as any idiot could do it.
I think I've proven that. So, you've got to get to work.
Yeah, I've got to get to the studios, and the cab hasn't arrived. So Roger said, I'll tell you what, we'll go in the van.
Look at his face.
He was working on the show.
Yes.
But in his spare time, he used to provide coconut shies and... coconut shies and skittle alleys, and also bouncy castles for fetes and for kids' parties.
So you're late for Family Fortunes. Yeah. Les is the man who finds the families, but he also has a bouncy castle company.
I'm Les, that's Roger.
Roger.
As I was saying, any idiot could host this show. Any idiot.
I'm proving it's not as easy as it looks.
Do you know what? If idiot had got here earlier and learned the names...
He stays at the same hotel?
He's at the hotel, and so are two of the writers and the warm-up man. We're all there.
With his van, with his bouncy castles?
With his van, with his bouncy castles.
OK.
And we all get in the van. The warm-up man, Bobby, and I sat in the back, and Bobby just sat on the skittle alley. And I thought, well, the bouncy castle looks like the most comfortable place, so I sat on the bouncy castle.
Can I just ask, did you take your shoes and socks off?
It wasn't fully up, it was deflated. So we get in the van, and when we get to the studio, the security man doesn't come out first, so Roger gets his bugle out. And goes...
Why has he got a bugle?
Wait, well, Roger is a musician as well as having this leisure. So he plays the bugle, and the security guy comes out and says, "What have you got?" And Roger says, "I've got 2 comedy writers and a warm-up man and a game show host." And I actually said, "If it's up there, I'll give you the money myself."
Oh, come on!
All right. Now, what about Lee?
Yes, so
remind
Lee,
us,
remind
Lee,
us.
what is it you're claiming?
I once made Roger spend 20 minutes that he didn't have looking for a dog that didn't exist.
What was he late for?
For work.
What does he do?
Bouncy castles. We've already been through that.
He's got another job as well as the bugles, the bouncy castles, and the taxi service to Family Fortunes.
And the painting.
And the musician.
He's absolutely recession-proof, isn't he?
He also works at a lockkeeper's cottage.
A lockkeeper's cottage?
He's a lockkeeper.
Now, what about this little dog?
Yes. What little dog?
The little...
Oh, the dog, yes. I was having a walk, as is my right. I mean, who's going to stop me?
It's an open prison.
Yeah.
You do what you want.
So now I'm having a walk in my local park, and I was caught short. So I popped into an enclosed area of trees and bushes, and I did what I needed to do.
Number 2?
I can't remember which tree it was. I saw a little dog appear. Now, I thought to myself, I know what happens here. Somebody's going to come in after that dog, and sure enough, a man started coming in after the dog. So the dog's now looking at me weeing against the tree, quite shocked to look, as if to say,
"What?
How are you doing that?" with both feet on the ground. I can see Roger coming in. I quickly zip up.
While you're weeing?
No, I was able to stop my wee because
you're stopping
there are
mid-wee.
people that can stop mid-flow. Some people can do it. I have that kind of control.
I can do it, but I don't like to.
Luckily, I was coming to the tail end, so I zipped up quickly, and he's now come in, and he sees me as I'm sort of appearing from around the tree. So what do? I panic, and I shout, "Sheba! Sheba!" And I start pretending I'm looking for a dog.
I see.
So you then wasted 20 minutes of Roger's time, as we know. But listen, we can all stop mid-flow. It's fine. For 20 minutes...
Who said I stopped for 20 minutes?
Continue.
What now? He said, "Oh, I'll help you look." And he goes off and looks in another area with trees and stuff to see if the dog's over there. I take the opportunity to finish the wee. I'm not going to lie. His dog stays there looking at me as if to go, "You liar." After 20 minutes of him seeing me getting upset, but I wasn't upset, I was acting, I eventually had a plan. Because I thought, I can't go from "Sheba! Sheba!" to I said, "I'm going to get going." Very hard to make that join, isn't it?
I'm going to get another dog.
You know what I mean? So eventually, when he was far enough away, I went, "Sheba! Sheba, is that my phone? Hello?" No way! She hasn't. Has she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
Her body had been found by the police.
She found her way home.
There we are. All right. We need an answer. So, David's team, is Roger Alice's hapless handyman, Les's bouncy buddy, or Lee's dog detective?
I think Lee.
You think Lee?
No, I'm kidding. Was it inflated, the bouncy castle, Les?
No, I said that before. It kind of deflated, but it was still quite comfortable.
You see, that I don't believe. I think it's either deflated fully or it's fully... I don't think it'll be in a sort of mid-state shoved in the van next to the coconut shy.
And also, when they were talking about painting and decorating, Roger looked very cross.
He did look...
And he does look like he has his cup of tea, milk, 3 sugars. And that's classic builder stuff.
I think he didn't take kindly to that stereotype. We think Alice, don't we? I think we're going to go with Alice.
You think it's Alice? Roger, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Roger, and I took Les to Family Fortunes, where he would sit on the bouncy castle.
Yes, Roger is Les's bouncy buddy. Thank you very much, Roger. Which brings us to our final round, quick-fire lies, and we start with... It's David.
During lockdown, I let my hair grow so long that I would occasionally tie it up in a man bun.
Please, Steve.
How long did it grow?
I got to, I suppose, about sort of there, and there was... You could get a good handful of it, and it was annoying me around my neck, because it got quite hot at that time of year, and I thought, doesn't matter what I look like.
If it didn't matter what you looked like, why didn't your wife have a go at cutting it?
I was nervous of that.
I mean, if I was married to you, I think I would be worried on your behalf if anyone was near you with a sharp instrument.
You're suggesting that she secretly wants to kill me?
Not secretly, because she's told me and Rob. What did she think of the look? Did she like it?
She didn't mind it as much as me.
As much as she minded you.
Did you do anything like answer the door to postman or anything during this period?
I probably did.
Did they give you a slight look at, like, that's not the David Mitchell I know?
It says David Mitchell, not David Beckham.
I think that David would be so averse to wearing a man bun that
Agreed.
whatever disaster a homemade haircut would achieve, I mean, he would rather do it with a pair of shears than that sitting on top of his head.
So you're saying that it's a lie?
I think I am, based on that knowledge and that knowledge alone, and not the fact that I zoomed in many times and he didn't have that haircut. I am saying that
So we're saying it's a lie. David, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling a lie.
Next, it's Les.
I like to keep my old fingernail clippings so I can use them later on.
Oh.
David's team.
What do you use them for later on?
Well, if I've had a sandwich and I've forgotten to get hold of a toothpick.
So you keep your old fingernail clippings.
I kind of get, if I get a really good one that's got a nice hook in it,
then
I'll save it for later.
Save it for later.
As you cut your fingernails, you're thinking ahead for when you might next need to pick your teeth.
Yeah.
But you don't think another way of thinking ahead would just be to have some toothpicks with you all the
But
time.
the thing about toothpicks is they don't quite get in, do they?
Les, are you single at the moment?
No, I'm married for the third time.
Oh!
Yeah, he's already told you twice.
Does your third wife know about this?
She does, and she does the same reaction as you lot do.
What do you think your fourth wife's going to think about it?
So what about floss?
How does she feel about it? All right, Richard, what are you thinking of this?
I'm appalled. It's
What about you, Lou?
I'm hoping it's a lie.
Yeah, we're all hoping it's a lie.
Thing is, if Les doesn't do it, someone had to make it up. And I almost think that's sort of equally unlikely that someone in their job in television thought, I tell you what I'll get Les Dennis to say on TV. He cuts his fingernails and uses it to pick his teeth.
Somebody-
And I think that's almost as perverted as actually doing it.
What are you going to say? Truth or lie?
We're going to go lie.
Yeah, OK,
We'll
you're
go
saying
lie.
it's a lie. So, Les, it was a controversial one. Everybody's on tenterhooks.
Yeah.
Truth or lie?
It is, and I promise not to do it anymore now.
It's true, Les does keep his old fingernail clippings so he can use them later. That noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have 2 points, Lee's team have 4 points. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.